김홍기 선수는 죽음의 조를 만들겠다 이런 자세를 취하는 선수 중에 한 명이기 때문에
강한 사람이랑 한번 붙다 보니까 마음적으로는 되게 편안하더라고요. 뭔가 부담감도 없고 비슷한 선택을 하지 않을까.
저는 진짜 비조 너무 가기 싫고요. 저거 중에 제일 잘하는 것 같더라고요.
홍구랑 저중에
당연히 상현이가 더 잘하죠. 무조건 잘하죠. 무조건 잘하죠.
어이가 없는 게 저 저번 시즌 누구한테 떨어진지 잘 모르는 것 같아요. 다른 사람 생각하고 있었는데 타겟층이 바뀌어버렸어요.
아니, 다른 조에서 이 지명을 하는데 도발이 들어왔어요.
근데 화가 되게 많이 났었거든요. 또 다른 반찬들이 맛있는 반찬들이 또 있더라고요.
와, 이게 어떤
저 아니 뽑아줬으면 좋겠어요, 홍규야. 저는 홍규보단 짭제가 잘한다고 생각하거든요.
오케이 갑시다.
이거 정신이 있단 말이에요. 와! 도발 성공!
홍규가 근데 뽑을 것 같았어요, 느낌이.
네.
제가 이제 10년째 홍규 담당인 만큼 한번 또 이겨보도록 하겠습니다.
혜경 형님이 군대 갔다 오기 전이랑 그 후랑 혜경 형이 달라진 게 아니고 제가 달라졌거든요. 많은 깨달음을 얻었기 때문에 그 깨달음 16강에서 한번 보여드리려고 합니다.
누굴 뽑을지 생각을 공유했는데
네.
저랑 좀 의견이 안 맞더라고요. 그냥 제 습관적으로 좀 하려고요. 저거를 뽑고 싶은데 남은 사람이 별로 없어요. 테란을 뽑자기에는 재호는 너무 힘들고 기석이는 데려갈 것 같고.
오, 이재호!
쳐다보지도 않네요. 이재호가 손을 드니까.
예.
아, 재호야 너는 안 돼.
다 조가 똑같은 것 같긴 해요. 그래도 가기 싫네요 보니까.
혜경이 형이 저그 뽑아가고 싶어하는 것 같아가지고 저밖에 안 남았어요. 근데 뽑으면은 이제 뽑아올게요.
아유, 부러워요. 아유, 부러워요. 전부 다 오기 싫어하는 조였거든요, 그룹 씨는요. 와!
김정우 선수 입장에서 당황 들어온 거예요.
도발이 고른다.
아유 김태경 선수 이재호한테도 약하고 저한테도 결승 졌었는데 혼나실 준비하세요.
테란전보다 저그전이 편하거든요. 그래도
네.
그래서 뽑게 됐습니다.
김정우 선수 지금 화가 좀 많이 난 것 같아요.
근데 어차피 저 승자전 갈 거고 저거는 패자전 갈 것 같아요.
이제 남은 선수가 장윤철과 이재호 선수가 지금 남아 있습니다.
순간적으로 욱해가지고 이재호 선수 뽑는다 했는데 맛있어 보이는 친구 한 명 있네요.
지금 너무 어지럽고요. 그래도 정우 형이랑 저랑 알게 된 지도 10년이 넘었어요. 같이 생활한 적도 있었고 또 정우 형은 또 군대에 있을 때 안부 카톡도 보냈고
얘기를 들으니까 마음이 좀 편해지네. 그래도 오래 지냈으니까 이해할 거라고 생각합니다.
저희는 가족이에요 진짜. 원래 10년 동안 같이 지내다 보면은 진짜 가족인데 가족끼리 싸우는 건 전 좋지 않다 생각하거든요. 우린 가족이야.
가족이냐? 남이냐?
가족이야. 야, 가족은 한 집에서 살아야 되는 거거든요.
이제 가족도 오래되면은 남이 될 수도 있고 그런 거죠.
Welcome back, StarCraft fans. I am Nyoken, joined by Scan. Today is day 3 of the ASL round of 16. We've got a stellar group. It's going to be Larva, Bisu, Snow, and Effort, as you saw. Now we're going to be getting into quick interviews, I think, with Larva and Bisu, since they are going to be the opening match today.
뗄 수 없는 긴장감 넘치는 경기들이 연이어 펼쳐졌는데요. 오늘 역시 시청자분들의 눈을 즐겁게 해줄 경기들이 펼쳐지길 기대해 보면서 첫 경기를 앞두고 있는 두 선수 김홍기 선수와 김태경 선수 만나보겠습니다. 안녕하세요. 네, 먼저 시즌 이몽규 선수 최근 온라인상에서 연습량이 엄청나다고 들었습니다.
And we're going to be meeting up with Larva and Bisu. Hello.
있으실 것 같은데 경기 앞두고 계신 좀 컨디션은 어떠세요?
And how's your condition before you go into your first game against Bisu?
가볍게 올라갈 것 같습니다.
김태경 선수
Larva is
오랜만에
feeling
16강 경기를
great
좀 앞두고
today.
계시는데
He thinks
복귀하고 첫
that he's gonna
시즌이었던 시즌
advance
9에서도
into
죽음의 조에
quarterfinal
속하셨었고
easily.
이번 시즌 11 역시 좀 쉽지 않은 조에 속하게 되셨습니다. 조에 대한 생각 어떠세요?
And
좀 원래 뒤에
how do you also feel about this group for Bisu?
오늘 좀
And Bisu is
손
saying
좀 많이 풀려고 3시간 전에 왔는데
he
정말
came
빨리
to the
오셨더라고요.
studio 3 hours
많이
ago
풀어가지고
to do
좀
some warm up with
괜찮네요.
his
느낌이
with the
괜찮으신가요?
fans,
네.
and and he
근데
said
이몽규 선수가 최근 프로토스를
his condition
상대로 워낙
is
또
somewhat
좋은 모습을
okay.
보여주고 계셔서
and he
많은
will play
분들이
well.
새 시즌 연속 8강 진출을 좀 기대하고 계시거든요. 1위 진출에 대한
Since you've
자신감은
been
좀
playing
어느
really
정도
well
궁금해요.
from the previous season, Larva,
일단은
a lot of fans are excited to see you again in quarterfinal.
따라
아,
틀렸기 때문에
네.
1세트에 거의 모든
And
걸
are you going to
담았어요.
make it into
그래서
quarterfinal this time once
뭔가
again?
1세트를
And
이기게
Larva is
되면은
saying
거의 100% 확률로 이제 8강 진출할 것 같고 만약에 그 반대
when
상황이
it becomes a
나온다면
best of 3 series,
그럼 그
if he wins the
단판에
first game,
모든 걸
all those,
걸겠다라고 말씀을 해주셨는데
all those the
전략적인
atmosphere
부분에 있어서
that he will be taking the advantage of with the mindset, he will be easily advancing into quarterfinal 100%.
여태까지 제가 플레이했던 거에 대해서 가장 완벽한 게임이라고 생각하시면 될 것 같아요.
반면에 김태경 선수는 좀 최근에
Larva
점점이 쉽지 않다라고
was
또 말씀을
describing about his
하셨어요.
gameplay that
이몽규
is
선수를
going to
만나기
be
때문에 저그전에
perfect
대한
this time
준비를 좀 열심히 해오셨을 것
against
같은데
Protoss.
준비 과정 어땠나요?
And
저도 일단
how's your
첫 경기가
preparation for
굉장히
Bisu?
중요하다고
Bisu
생각해가지고
said
홈기전을
first game
준비를
is
되게
very
많이
important, so
했어요.
he
이기면
focused on
올라간다는
a
생각, 지면
very
탈락한다는 생각으로
first
준비를
game,
좀 했고
and I
근데
think he is
수비가
referring
너무
to
잘하더라고요.
playing against
그래서
Larva.
어떻게 될지 잘
So he really
모르겠는데
wants to win against Larva.
잘할 때나 못할
Larva
때나
is
그래도
such a
제가
great
이겼던
player right now.
경험들이 있어요.
I do have lots of
그래서
great,
오늘도
a lot of
이게
experience beating
자,
Larva
이번에는
in previous
팬분들이 두
tournaments,
분께
but
궁금하셨던
I can
점들을 좀
underestimate him.
적어왔는데요. 먼저 이몽규 선수, 김태경 선수를 조지명식에서 뽑으면서
Larva,
김정우
during the
선수,
group
장윤철
nomination, you
선수,
picked Bisu,
죽음의 조를 결국에
and
이번에도
you also
만드셨어요.
decided to make it a
만들고
death
연습을 좀
group
하면서
for this round of
조금의
16.
후회가 좀
Do you
되지는
regret
않으셨는지 궁금해하시더라고요.
of making this
단 1%의 후회도 없었습니다.
this
단
group?
1%의 후회도 없었다.
And Larva
오히려
said
저는 또 이렇게
he does not
강한
regret at all.
상대들끼리 만나게
0%.
돼가지고 올라가면은
Not at all.
더욱더 인정받고 각광받는
And
걸
Larva
알기
is saying
때문에
네.
약간
if he-
오히려 더 즐겼어요 이런 상황을.
if he gets
그래도 좀
into
준비를
round of
하면서
8,
이 선수는
beating all those
빼고
great
싶다,
players in
우조에서.
this death group,
싶은 마음이 들었던 선수가
a lot
전혀
of
없나요?
people,
뭐 이성적으로 선택할
a lot
것
of people will admit that Larva is a great player.
또 제가 앞서 말씀드렸듯이 정말 강한 상대를 만나서 이기는 게 이겨서 올라가는 게 좀 목표이기
And Larva
네.
said
예, 후회는 없었습니다.
beating
김태경 선수의
strong
질문
players is more
드리겠습니다. 10년여
important
전
than
이몽규 선수가
making it into round of
연습생일 시절부터 굉장히 대회 중요한 길목에서 이몽규 선수를 탈락시켰던 또 장본인이시잖아요. 근데 10년 전에 이몽규 선수와 지금의 이몽규 선수 본인은
So,
많이 달라졌다라고 얘기를
one of the
했는데
question to
김태경
Bisu,
선수가 느끼시기에 이몽규 선수 어떤
10 years
부분이
ago,
어떤
Larva
점이
was a
달라졌는지.
Larva was in a B team, and you were beating. You probably
이게
beat
저도 좀
Larva
어떻게
so
말해야
many
될지
times.
모르겠는데
But how do you feel, or how would you describe
군대
him?
가기 전에는
His
좀
current
그래도
play and
많이 지는 사람들이 많았어요. 근데 군대 갔다 와서는
okay,
많이 안
Bisu
지더라고요.
said
근데 저한테만
before
유독 져요.
Bisu did his
그래서 그게 참 신기하고
military
저도
service,
왜 그런지 잘 모르겠어요.
좀
every single Protoss
상성이라고
players were
생각을
beating
하시는
Larva
건가요,
easily.
그러면?
But nowadays,
성규가 많이
after I
그
finish my military service and
연습생
see
때
how
많이
Larva is
져서
playing,
그런가 그런 좀 위축
Larva
그런 플레이들을 많이 하는 것 같아요.
김태경
Larva
선수는 이몽규 선수를
became a great
만나면
player.
약간 자신이 없다가도 그래도 홍균이 이기지
And
않을까라는 생각을 하게 되시나요?
Bisu said Larva
원래 뭐
still has
옛날에는
a
그랬는데 요새는 진짜 너무 잘해요.
still has a little bit of a
제가
problem
네.
with
저거
his
중에 제일
confidence,
잘하는 것 같은데
and
오늘
sometimes
쉽지 않을 것
he's
같아요.
lacking with the
쉽지 않을 것
experience a little.
같다. 아마 두
playing against the
선수의
great
이
players.
첫 경기 단판이
But he will overcome
굉장히
easily.
많은 것들을 결정할 것 같다라는 생각이 드는데요. 두 분의 각오를 한 말씀씩
Any last
들어보겠습니다.
word?
이몽규 선수.
Larva,
김태경 선수 이제 어떻게 보면은 저그전 스페셜리스트인데 오늘 한번
Bisu is a
꺾고
special
올라가는
Protoss
모습,
versus
그
our
새로운 역사를
player
쓰는 모습 한번 보여드리겠습니다.
in the world,
김태경
and
선수
I'm
한
going
말씀
to beat
들려주시죠.
Bisu in the
이런
first set.
죽음의 주에서 1등을 한 게
Bisu's
거의
last word,
1등한
he
적이
is
거의
saying
없었던 것 같아요. 오늘
whenever Bisu was in a death group, he
방송
never
시도하겠습니다.
made it into
네, 두 선수의
he
멋진
never
경기
made it into
기대하겠습니다.
the
인터뷰
first player
고맙습니다.
who's advancing into the next stage.
자, 이렇게 해서 오늘의 첫 경기를 앞두고 있는 이몽규 선수와 김태경 선수 만나서 이야기
We
나눠봤습니다.
just finished
두 번째 경기
interviewing
역시 많은 분들이
Larva
기대하고
and
있는
Bisu.
선수들이 등장하는데요. 김정우 선수와
And we're also
장윤철
excited
선수
to
지금 바로 함께
meet
하겠습니다.
another two
안녕하세요.
players,
안녕하세요.
Effort and
네, 먼저
Snow.
김정우 선수 방식이 바뀌고 나서는 처음으로 또 16강전을 앞두고 계시잖아요.
네네.
소감이 좀 어떠세요?
Tournament rules,
그
slightly
전에는 이제
changed
방식
recently.
바뀌기 전에는 좀
and now you're back
16강을
from
뚫지
the
못하고 탈락하는
you're back
경우가
for the
많았었는데
tournament after the military
제가
service.
다전제에서 좀 성적이 좋았거든요. 그래서 제가 좋아하게끔 바뀌긴 했는데
네.
Effort is
제가
saying
이제 좀 손목이 많이 안 좋아져서 오히려 더 안 좋아졌어요.
he likes
경기를 좀
somewhat
많이
about the
펼쳐야 한다는 것에 대한 좀
new
생각이
tournament
많으실
rules,
것
but
같은데 장윤철 선수와도 인사를
he
좀
has a wrist
나눠보겠습니다.
problem.
안녕하세요.
He also did the wrist surgery,
지난
and
시즌
he
8강에
is somewhat not
진출하시기는
confident
했지만
enough.
이번 시즌은 더 높은 곳을 좀
And
바라보고
Snow
계실
said
것
hello.
같거든요. 오늘 경기 어떻게 준비하셨나요?
오늘이
Tournament rules
일단
slightly changed, and
고비일 것
how
같고요.
well
오늘만
Did you prepare today,
올라가면
Snow?
그래도 좀 순탄할 것 같아요.
Snow said
그래도
this is
최근에 이 장윤철
today's
선수 본인의
group
개인 방송에서
or this group
시조에서
C is going
1위에
to be the
진출할 것 같다라고
tough group for him.
자신감 있는 모습을 보여주셨는데
And he
어떤
prepared a
점에서
lot.
본인의 1위 진출 가능성을 좀 높게 보셨나요?
일단 저는 옛날부터 그랬는데
And
누구랑
you mentioned on
해도
a
제가
YouTube
원래
video, you
마인드는
said you
안
are going to
된다는
make it into
마인드로
round
해요.
of 8
그래가지고 그게
as the
좀
first player out of this group
발동이 돼서
C.
그렇게 예측을 했고 뭐 제가 떨어질 거라고 생각하는 사람들이 좀 많을 테지만 제가 꼭 올라가도록 할 겁니다.
본인의 그
Snow
예측에
said
대한 적중률이 이번
Whenever
시즌은 좀
he's making all
어떤가요?
those expectations,
좋지 않아요.
he's making a
지옥입니다.
아, 본인을 꼽았을 때는
He's making
그만큼의
it-
또
he's
확신이
making it,
있었기 때문에 좀
the dream
좋았을
becomes
거라는
true,
생각이
so
드는데요. 자,
he
장윤철
decided to
선수가
stay
이렇게
that
좀
way,
강한
and
자신감을 보이고 있는 것에 대한 김정우 선수의 생각은
a lot of
어떠신지
fans
좀 역으로 여쭤보고
probably
싶어요.
think Snow will get eliminated out
아니,
of this group,
요새
but he
온라인에서
wants to
잘하긴
advance into
하더라고요.
round of 8.
잘하긴 하는데
Effort is
또
saying
괜히 쭉펠레라는 별명 생긴 거 아니에요?
Snow
자신을 1위로 뽑았기 때문에
is also a great
강탈할 것
player
관찰할 것
recently.
같다. 심리적인
And
도발을 살짝 하시는 것 같은데
Snow's
이번에는
prediction
양
that he made on
선수들에게
YouTube
팬분들이
video,
전해주신 질문을 좀 드려보겠습니다.
he said he will advance it into
김정우
round of
선수
8 as
이번
the first player out of
16강을
this group
통해서
C.
좀 혼쭐 내주고 싶은
Effort
선수가
thinks
있다면
that
어떤 선수를
Effort
좀
thinks that Snow
꼽으시나요?
will get eliminated easily
혼쭐 내주고 싶은 선수가 한 명
without winning
있었는데
anyone.
네.
그 선수를 오늘 이제 첫 경기에서 하게 됐어요.
장윤철 선수를 좀 혼내주고 싶다.
So one of the
어떤
questions to
이유에서죠?
Effort, is there any player you want to
이유 없이
beat them
그냥
up
혼내주고 싶더라고요.
hard?
네.
And
본인이 1위 진출할 거라고
he
좀
said
너무
there is,
자신감 있게
and
얘기를 해서
the players
더
right
약간
next to him,
혼내주고 싶은 마음이
Snow.
드신 것
he wants
같은데
to beat
맞나요?
he wants to beat Snow
좀
badly.
건방지더라고요.
네.
I'll be
장윤철 선수에게
cocky.
남겨주신 질문인데요. 손목 얘기가 좀 나왔어요. 최근
네.
손목 컨디션이 좀 좋지 않으시다고 얘기를 해서 오늘 경기에는 좀
So
어떨지
recently we
걱정하시는
heard a
분들이
story
많은데요.
that you also have a wrist problem.
이번에 그 영호 형의 마음을 좀 제대로 알았어요. 그래가지고 이게 못 하겠더라고요.
Is your
문제가
is your wrist
있어서.
problem
그래가지고 게임도
might
많이
going to
하기는
change your play
못했는데
style or not
그래도 나름 잘
not gonna play
준비해갖고
well? And Snow is
아까
saying
저한테 이상한 소리
previously
했잖아요.
people were
저
saying
예측 바꿀게요. 1등 김정우로
people were
하겠습니다.
saying
김정우로
players having the wrist
아니
problem.
갑자기
he
이렇게
didn't
경기
believe
전에
it,
바꾸신다고요?
He also did not
김정우 선수
believe
지금 좀
other
어이가
players who
없으신
are having the wrist
표정이에요.
problem like Flash, Effort,
아
and
큰일 났네요.
Last. But now he can
근데 김정우
start to
선수도 좀
understand
손목에 대한
about
부담이
the wrist
어느 정도
problem,
있으실 것
and
같은데
it actually
관리를 잘
affects
해오셨는지
to
팬들에게 좀
it affects in a
걱정이 많이
competitive
될 것
scene.
같아요 팬들은.
And he
네,
said he decided
그래도
to
이제 경기
change
당일날
that
컨디션이
Effort
제일
is going to advance it
중요하니까
into round of 8
최대한
as the
쉬면서
first
이제
player out of this
컨디션
group.
관리했고요. 또
So
장윤철 선수도 오늘 안 좋다고
Question
했으니까
two, Effort.
성록해서 제가
Effort
이기도록 하겠습니다.
아, 손목으로.
about the condition,
마음이
Effort
아픈데.
said
자 그럼 끝으로 두 선수의 각오를 짧게 한 말씀씩
he's
들어볼게요.
also not
김정우
feeling
선수 한
great
말씀
and
해주시죠.
Snow's also not feeling great. So
뭐
I
이제
think it's-
쉬면서 오늘
I think
컨디션
both of
나쁘지
the
않거든요.
players having
오늘
a
이기도록 하겠습니다.
네,
same
장윤철 선수.
same handicap. So
지옥의
it will be
조에서
a great game.
올라가면은 진짜 기분 좋을 것 같아요.
Any last
열심히
word?
하겠습니다.
And
네, 두 선수
Effort
오늘 정말
said
치열한 멋진
his
경기
condition-
기대하도록 하겠습니다. 인터뷰 고맙습니다.
his condition is feeling okay, so he will play really well.
자,
And Snow
하시스와
said
LG 울트라
he
기어가
will.
함께하는 ASL 시즌 11 16강 C조 경기 과연 죽음의 조 C조에서 살아남아
Oh, I
8강에
lost my
진출할
word.
선수는
I forgot
어떤
what he
선수가
said.
될지
He
본격적인
said
경기
if
지금부터
he makes it
함께합니다.
into round of 8 out of this group, that group, then a lot of people will admit that he's a good player too.
Well, thank you so much, Scan, for the translations. As the groups were being drawn, I noticed that it was SKT versus CJ, pretty much. So we'll see if either side is going to get all killed, like is SKT going to be eliminated, that's Larva and Bisu, or is CJ going to be eliminated, that's Snow and Effort. This series should be very good because when you think of top Protoss players, instantly what comes to mind is Snow and Bisu. And then when you think of top Zerg players, of course, Larva and Effort always come to mind. I'm curious of Effort's state of play because since he's come back, I'm not sure if he's reached his top form yet, but it is ZBP. A lot of Protoss players have a hard time with that matchup, but Protoss these days have done a lot better than in the past. And then Larva is actually my favorite Zerg player. He plays a style completely different than other players. He loves to go for that camp, that camping Zerg style. Yeah, and often I see when he plays that style, he's going up against Bisu, and Bisu seems to have a rough time against that. I'm actually looking really forward to Larva versus Bisu, and I'm excited to see it as our first match of the day.
I'm also excited to see how Effort is going to play after he finishes military service. Plus, he also did the wrist surgery a couple months ago, I believe. And I wonder how well he's going to be playing in this ASL Season 11 round of 16.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see the current level of effort. As I mentioned previously, I think he's not in his top shape right now. So I actually think out of all the players in this group, he is the underdog, which is shocking to say because when you think of effort, you think of ASL winner. He took down Flash in the ASL Season 6, I think. He's an OSL winner too, so it's very surprising to say, oh, well, this guy, he's the underdog out of this entire group. I actually think Snow and Larva are going to be my picks for this group. Bisu, lately, to me, seems a little bit off, but of course, he is very deadly in PvC, also deadly in PvP, so it wouldn't surprise me if he makes it out.
So I was also looking up on online statistic information. Snow is currently top 3 on this Korean online stats. He has beaten quite a lot of Zerg players like Soma, Soki, Larva, even Action, even Queen. He beat Queen 3-1. It looks like we're gonna be moving into Larva's information. He has a 51% win rate against Protoss. You may think it's not great enough, but in competitive scene, if it's higher than 50%, it's great. He's playing really well.
Yeah, if you're even close to 50%, that means you're pretty much a superstar among the pros scene. Even something like a 45% win rate is very, very high. I'm curious what Bisu's win rate is. He doesn't seem to get very far in the ASL. Like last season, he was eliminated quickly against JYJ, but as I say that, look at these stats: 75% win rate versus Protoss, almost 60% win rate versus Terran, and then of course what he's known for versus Zerg, he's got a 63% win rate there, 22-13 overall. So that is a sizable sample size. So he's looking like he's probably going to be the favorite in this particular matchup. But as I said, Larva seems to be his kryptonite. Every single time I watch Larva versus Bisu, they have some type of epic game. And in the end, it seems like Larva is the one that gets the victory. But we'll see if that's going to be the case in the tournament setting.
Yeah, also, I also wanted to point out that Bisu has the highest win rate out of all those Protoss players for the playing against Zerg. So I wonder if he's going to be keeping that first place, just like how Queen was doing it. And looks like we're going to be moving into the first game, Larva versus Bisu. And it is going to be played on Polyport.
All right, in the bottom left, our red SKT player, it is Larva. In the top right, our blue SKT player, it is Bisu. So I think last time we saw Protoss versus Zerg, it was Best versus Soma, and we actually saw some Forge expand play. So I'm actually looking forward to see whether Bisu will opt into that Forge play, because if we see it again, I feel like this might be a sign that Protoss players are going back into the Forge type of style. It's not always going to be Gateway expand anymore. So I wonder if that will be pulled out here. It is cross spawns.
It is going to be a cross spawn, but when I'm looking at Larva's Overlord scouting pattern, normally when you play on a Polyport, you usually send your Overlord scout towards the counterclockwise, so 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock, but he is sending that first Overlord to his natural. Okay, he's having that Overlord state on there, so he's going to see whether the probe is coming from the north or from the east.
Yeah, he's just waiting for the angle of the probe, and we do actually see The probe went back into the main for Bisu, so this might be a 12 Nexus. It could be the Forge expand that I was mentioning before. 100% it's not Gateway expand now. Meanwhile, Larva looks like he's setting up for a 12 hatch. This is going to be a fantastic opener for him. Now, look at this. I was talking about how every time I watch Bisu versus Larva, it seems like Larva's the one getting the best of Bisu. But ASL match history, Bisu is 6-1.
Wow. I also want to point out that Bisu is not going for any scout, so this is going to be a 12 Nexus against 12 hatchery. So this is going to be most likely a Bisu's favor of a build order opening.
Yep, so there is the 12 Nexus, and this is going to be the dream opener for Bisu, especially once he sees what Zerg has gone for. Meanwhile, this is a cross scout from Larva, so surprisingly, he's going to first scout Bisu here. Now this has to be the Forge.
Yes, that is 14 Forge. 14 Forge is a somewhat greedy, because if it was a overpull, you really need to put down the cannon ASAP, but it's glad to know that Larva is at cross spawn and his Zergling is not going to come to Bisu's natural that fast, so this is going to be looking great for Bisu. He's not going to be cutting any pro production here.
Yep. Now Larva instantly takes a third hatch at mid left, so that means that he's not going to have that standard 235 gas opener, which is kind of pretty standard. Wow, Bisu, he went straight gateway despite not even scouting Larva with his initial probe until just now, so he has a read on what Larva likes to open with. Probe gets in here and sees the good news that, hey, you did end up going for a very late pool, getting away with the gateway before the cannon. Amazing for Bisu. He's going to be teching so hard, so quickly.
Yeah, and he also confirmed how fast the extractor is, so he will definitely figure out this is not going to be any Zergling all-in like how Queen was doing it previously. And finally Larva is mining the gas, but the Zergling speed is not going to be that quick, so Bisu is going to be on a great situation.
Yeah, I see in Bisu's main, his assimilator is already up and mining it. I think cybernetics already started too, so that's going to complete very, very quickly. It's about almost halfway done now. Meanwhile, Lair has started for Larva, so we're not going to see any type of 973 play unless this probe gets killed instantly, and there's a cancel on the Lair, and maybe potentially a Hydra switch.
And one of the Zealot will sneak out, and Larva did not spot that Zealot yet, because all of those Larva Overlord are misplaced, and the Zerglings are still chasing the probe. None of the Zerglings are going for the scout yet. He's gonna be seeing that one Zealot now coming across, but he definitely does not know this is the first Zealot or the second Zealot.
Wow, this is straight Citadel despite seeing the Lair, so he's calling pretty much Larva's bluff that this is not going to be Mutas. Now, I saw a second building at the natural. I think that is a second gateway plopped down, but it could be a hidden Stargate, I guess.
I think it might be the Stargate, because we can see Bisu made a second. Oh, it's a gateway. Okay, I was thinking it might be the Stargate because Bisu already put down the second guess, but that first Zealot is already at 9 o'clock and already doing the harassment here and making Larva to force to put some Zergling at the 9 o'clock side. And wow,
look at that positioning of that Zealot. It is tucked away. Oh, Lings are going to run into the main, and they are going to get in there. And that's going to be 5 Lings that are going to be really, really annoying for Bisu to deal with. Meanwhile, he continues to send those 3 Zealots across the map. He feels like he doesn't care about these Lings in his base. The drill is great, but the Lings are going to get a couple probe kills. There goes 2, but he takes out 2 of the Lings in response. Meanwhile, Sunken going down at the 3rd base. Oh my god, 3rd probe falling now. 4th probe gonna fall too.
that's too much of a damage that Bisu has taken. All those 3 Zealot at 9 o'clock, it's not going to be doing so much of damage because there's a Sunken, and more Zerglings are just popped out from the eggs. And Bisu now has to make some decision.
And Larva is floating a lot of money, so he's going to spend this on some Mutalisk in the next couple seconds. That's a lot of Lings. He knows that all of the Zealots are out.
Yeah, all of the Zealots are out of position. And are you there? Did I lose connection? Okay, 1 second.
Couple zealots are moving into the natural. They're not going to find any success there. Meanwhile, that is a lot of lings at the top side.
Okay, sorry, I lost connection for some reason once again. And what's happening here? Oh, that's a lot of Zerglings are trying to surround that Zealot. The Zealot still does not have the +1. Okay, +1 attack just now finished. Now Bisu is going to be confident enough to move forward and go for some trade here.
Well, Bisu's trying to make it crazy because he's running into the natural at the same time while there's a small fight in the middle of the map. That's forcing out a ton of lings from Larva, but he has a great eco. He's got 4 or 5 hatches already done. He's shown the mutas, and there's double Stargate follow-up, and this is going to catch Larva completely off guard because actually I don't see Scourge anywhere, and these Sayers might run rampant once they build up to a sizable count, something like 5 or 6.
Okay, I'm seeing there are 2 Stargates, so whenever Protoss is going for the 2 Stargate, that is definitely going to counter against the Zerg's air unit, like Mutalisk and Scourge. And now the Corsairs are going to chase that Mutalisk and forcing Larva to retreat. And that's going to be a huge loss for Larva. He really needs to pump some of the drone and go for the late game switch here.
Well, that instantly forced the hydrogen from Larva. If he had any thoughts about going mass mutas, the Corsair count ramped up too quickly. He knows that this must have been double Stargate, so he's going to go transition into Hydra play. I saw the Sim City going up at the 3rd base. He's got Evolution Chamber being built there. So everything is going to be rock solid versus this incoming Sayer Zealot attack. I think we'll see how much damage the Sayers can actually deal. They don't have +1 weapon. But they murdered those Scourge.
Wow, the number of Zealots and the Corsairs is pretty much threatening Larva right now. He can't really breathe at the moment. All those Scourges just popped out, but can he really attach to those Corsairs and take some of the Corsairs down? That's going to be a question. Ooh,
that is so many Sayers. That's like 7 Corsairs right now for B, so it looks like he has about 10 Zealots. They do have +1 weapon. That's 9 Corsairs. If there's ever a crazy fight where the Hydras and the Lings are focusing down the Zealots, these Sayers will put Larva into a massive supply block because they are just, the count is just so high at this point. And that is a lot of Scourge. Well, I mean, that is a ton of Scourge, actually. So if there is a nice flank, he could take down the majority of these Sayers. I see that the Scourge have +1 armor, so that's going to help them quite a bit, especially since the Sayers, as we see, still only have +0 weapon, and it looks like Bisu may have gotten caught.
I think both of the players are not trying to lose the air battle here. If Bisu, this is going to be a one-way deciding the game. Either Bisu is going to win against the air battle against the Scourge. Oh, the Scourges are now. Oh.
Well, he takes down 5 of the Sayers. That's great. Sure, he used a lot of Scourge to do that, but taking down 5 out of the 9 Corsairs, that's amazing. And look at the supplies, 80 to 95. This is definitely great for Larva. He's got 6 hatches, I think. He's starting to build up his Hydra count. He's got great drone count across all 3 bases. His +1 weapon should be kicking in within the next minute or so. It's trailing Bisu's upgrades, though, because Bisu's already at 1-1. DT out on the map, but doesn't look like it's found any success just yet.
Yeah, I think after all those Corsair died to the Scourges, now Bisu is remaking all those Corsair count once again, and this is going to make a little bit of a dilemma between High Templar Dragon switch, or either he's going to play these number of Zealot with a couple of High Templar mixed together, and I think Larva is making more Scourges once again. He really wants to win the air battle. Oh.
Yeah, oh my god, that is so many Sayers. He's rebuilt his count from 4 back up to 10. Meanwhile, this is a ton of Hydras coming out for Larva. Meanwhile, oh, I thought a 3rd Nexus went up at that mineral only, but it hasn't just yet. But Bisu has the money. Yeah, now he puts it down. And I didn't see that many Templars out for Bisu, so actually this Hydra army might be very scary. Oh, another Overlord gets taken down. Luckily, there's a ton of Hydras there sitting and waiting to make sure that these Overlords don't get popped. Mutas have gone unscouted, I guess, to the top side. Now they're going to take down this cannon. May force a cancel on the Nexus. No, he's not going to. The Sayers are coming back. Look how many Zealots that is. He finds a goodbye Templar, but he may lose all of his mutas for that trade.
I think this is a good trade for Larva because now Larva is not going to be... He's not going to try winning against these number of Corsairs, and he definitely knows that Bisu does not have much of a High Templars. He really needs to make new High Templars and also save up some of the energies to save up some of the energies to throw some storms. And Larva is now having so many Hydralisks, and look at the supply count. Both of the supply count is about even. And now finally Bisu got 3 High Templars. I don't think this is going to be a little bit of a problem for Bisu to hold these Larva's pressure in next couple minutes.
Yeah, this might be a killing blow because that is an 1145 robotics. That means the observer's nowhere near done. This is the only detection for Bisu right now. These cannons on the high ground. So if they get taken out, Lurkers will reign supreme. Sure, he has a couple storms, but it's only 3 Templars, and they just popped out, so really they don't have multiple storms available. Now this is one of the hardest part about Polypoid is he's going to be attacking uphill if he goes into that third base, but he cuts off the army of Bisu, and now he's going to pop the natural.
I really like this Larva's decision. He decided not to fight against this mineral expansion because it's a high ground, and now these 3 Lurkers are pretty much not letting Bisu to send these number of Zealot and just pretty much killing Bisu's natural. I think this is going to be a GG. No observer still.
Yep, and he just focuses down the robotics because he knows without detection he can't run through the Lurkers. He just crushed Bisu.
Larva
he
just
did not
his headset.
Yeah, he's super excited about that one. And we did not see the style that I was expecting, which is the campish style Zerg where he splits the map. He just brought it to Bisu, and he was even supply the whole time, and he looks really hyped about that victory.
Yeah, Larva seems he's really happy, and he's feeling great right now. He's probably feeling that he's going to advance it into round of 8 easily, as he mentioned in an interview. Bisu seems upset. He seems he's trying to analyze his replay from the game, and he wants to make a comeback from the losers match.
Yeah, that was beautifully done from Larva right there. He saw that, hey, you're building way too many Corsairs for you to be able to keep pace with my Hydras. And he just instantly pounced on him, crushed him with a really nice attack. As soon as I saw the Lurkers set up, I was like, okay, well, how are you going to get these Zealots on top of these units? And the answer is, you're not! And he takes a quick, easy win. And now we're going to be going into Snow versus Effort. But before we get into that, of course, we're going to have a quick commercial break, and then we're going to find out who's going to be facing Larva in the winners match. Alright guys, we are back. We just saw Larva absolutely brutalize Bisu. It looked pretty good. Or I really like Bisu's opener with the Zealot Mask Corsairs. I thought it would catch Larva off guard, but once the Sayers really did not pop any Overlords, kind of snowballed pretty quickly for Bisu. And as I mentioned, going into 10 Corsairs after losing 5 of them, I think that was pretty nuts. Now we're getting a look at effort statistics here. He's going to be going up against Snow. Look at that win rate. 26 and 11 versus Protoss. Ridiculously high, but a bit deceiving because this is Effort's first ASL since coming back from the army. So the majority of these games are from 2 or 3 years ago.
True, and it also showing the record that he has won against Protoss 5 consecutive wins. So he's on a winning streak at the moment. And I wonder he's going to be keeping that winning streak and make it into 6 winning streak. And we're going to be seeing Snow's statistics information playing against Zerg, 10 wins and 18 losses, 35.7%. Not having such a great win rate compared to his Terran matchup or Protoss matchup, but he has been playing so well online that he was also keeping up the almost the same score versus Soma, Soki, Larva, Action, even Queen. He beat Queen 3-1 online just a month ago.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised at that win rate for Snow versus Zerg, because actually when Zerg was dominating with the 973, I think he was one of the first people to figure out how to deal with it. But I guess he doesn't have as high of a win rate versus Zerg as I thought. Now we're going to be going into game 2. It's going to be Effort versus Snow. CJ matchup coming at us. Right in the bottom right in the pink, our Zerg superstar, it is Effort. And in the bottom left, another superstar representing CJ Intis, it is Snow. So we have horizontal spawns here. And we see that Effort's going to top right, so unfortunately that's going to be a non-first scout for him. Now we saw Larva just a moment ago open with 12 hatch. I wonder if Effort will go for a similar opener. And then we also saw Bisu go for a very greedy opener with the 12 Nexus. I actually don't expect Snow to go for that, but we might see it.
I'm also seeing all those drone mining pattern. We can see Effort is constantly focusing on that very top drone. They're very top on the drone. And Snow is also going to put down the pilot and not going for the scout here. So we have to keep our eyes at Snow's base, whether he's going to be doing the 12 Nexus just like how Bisu has done, or is he going to put down the forward gateway, just like a standard gateway expansion here. And Effort is making over here.
Well, it looks like it is going to be a gateway expand, because there goes that probe again. It's going to line up perfectly for a 9 gate. Now, where does the probe go? It looks like it is going to find Effort first. We do see that Effort is going for the typical overpull opener.
Overpull versus natural gateway. So this is going to be very classic textbook playstyle for both players most likely. And now Snow is going to see Effort's main base, but at the same time Effort is going to be sending that one drone at the natural, and this is going to be a huge intense micro battle, whether he's going to be putting down the hatchery or deny that hatchery for a long time here.
Well, drone is going to be sent out and going to try and scout.
Ooh, nice block.
The Protoss player. That is a great block from Snow there. Can he block it again? Every second that goes by is painful. That's another block. Look how much resources Effort actually has. He is approaching almost 400. Now can he get it down? No, it gets blocked again.
That's a great... Okay, now finally Effort was able to put down the hatchery, and he also scouted the 7 o'clock natural and saw there's a gateway. And looks like Larva, not Effort, started with only 2 Zerglings only. 2 drone with the 2 Zerglings, so already putting down the extractor at 2 minutes 33 seconds. That is a super fast extractor. We might have to see whether this is going to be the Zergling all-in or just a standard opening for both players.
And the Lings just miss the Zealot, but apparently he doesn't care. He's just going to kill it with reinforcing Lings. Meanwhile, that drone is setting up like it's going to position a hatchery at the mineral only, and there it goes. Meanwhile, Snow did opt for the Nexus before the Forge, so he's going to have to micro very well versus Lings if Effort continues to build Lings, of course, and move across the map.
Ooh.
For now, he's going to try and deal with this Zealot that's at his third base and also take down the Probe.
Snow also needs to put down the Forge first because it might also trigger Effort to go for Metabolic Boost. Okay, we have seen the 100 gas just disappear. Still no lair. This is going to be a Zergling, 3 hatchery Zergling. All in by Effort.
Yeah, this is what Effort does, is he's very good with the Zergling, and he will just flood Lings at you if he thinks you're being a little bit too greedy. You can see that he's trying to get into the main. He manages to pop the Probe, and that's going to allow all of these Lings in, and as you mentioned, speed is the follow-up, so Snow is in big-time trouble now.
Yeah, still no Forge, and already putting down the gas first, and now I don't know what Snow is doing here. He's playing a bit greedy at the moment. Okay, one Zealot is buying some time at Effort's main base, but now all those 3 hatcheries is going to be finished morphing and pumping out lots of Zergling here.
Well, I see that Snow has sent out 2 more Zealots, and this is going to make his entrance very, very susceptible to a Ling all-in. The 3 hatches have completed. Speed has not kicked in just yet. There's no... Oh, he just put down a Hydrogen. Wow, Effort's really going hard on this pressure, but his econ is completely shot.
Yeah, both of the players are trying to put their great focus on each unit, but one Zealot is buying so much of time at the main base, and 2 Zealots are still okay, forcing Effort to cancel the Hydra then, and that two Zealots are still alive and buying some time over there. I think Snow will have the cannon down at the natural. Okay, it already has started.
Yeah, Cannon is going to get up and running, but these 3 Lings are still alive. Meanwhile, Effort's just sending these Lings across the map. He doesn't care about those 2 Zealots in his natural. Oh, the Zealot moves out of position!
Oh, the top side! Okay, Snow is having a great defense at the moment. I think, did he just kill all those 3? Okay, one of the... Yeah, he did kill all those Zerglings at the main base. So now that cannon is going to be finished, and Effort has to decide to go for the late game switch here.
I think he can't really transition. It's way too late for that. You can see that he's built more Lings. He's just going to try and bust down Snow, but this Zealot probe control has been immaculate. Actually, he's got a Hydrogen in his main. Maybe he will try and transition into a 3-hatch Hydra play here, but his econ is really, really bad. Looks like there were 7 drones in his main, 4 at his third base, a couple at his natural now. The Overlord spots that the Cybernetics is finished. That's most likely going to be a Stargate follow-up. Yeah, there it is. So he does have a window of opportunity with a Hydra play, but he's really in a really bad position right now.
Yeah, the number of worker count is definitely so low for Effort, and now Snow is just having quite a lot of a decent number of Zealot now. It looks like a couple of Zealots are trying to push those Zergling away, and Snow might going to put the he did put down the Siraba Adun, so +1 attack from the Forge upgrade just now started. So he as soon as Snow scouts Effort's main base, he will either go for only 1 Corsair into massive amount of gateway and just go for gateway man. That's like how Artgyr always cries about. And now those 3 Hydralists are out, but does Snow know about this? I'm not sure.
Well, that's a great catch, eliminating a couple of the Zealots with this immaculate Ling control that I was talking about. Well, he almost gets them, but they're extremely low now. So regardless, that was really nicely done by Effort. But the Zealot count is getting decently high. It's at 6 right now, even off of just 1 gateway. But the Hydra count is getting bigger and bigger. I think Snow realizes that your probable only option is to go for a Hydra play. So he puts down 3 cannons. Speed is already done on the Hydra. Sayer is going to see one of the Hydras, but did he actually see it?
I think he might know. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think he's now putting down some of the cannons. And as soon as he sees all those number of Hydralists are coming, he definitely knows this is no lair attack for Effort. And the number of cannon count seems decent, but I don't think the range upgrade is done for effort yet.
I don't think so either, but remember those zealots were extremely low health, and you can see that the majority of them already fallen. Probes are being pulled, and now probes are going down left and right. There's only one cannon up right now. 3 zealots are trying to buy some time for these other cannons. Second cannon appears in the back. Oh, he's going to lose that cannon in the front. He's going to lose that cannon in the back. I think it's so low. Yeah, and actually, effort might have done it. He just has to make sure he doesn't get supply blocked. These Sares are almost popping an Overlord.
Well, the number of Hydralisks are still low, and both of the players are trying to finish the game or defend the game here. And the number of probes are getting low and low, getting picked up, and Forge now has gone down. Did Snow put down another Forge at the main base? I think he did. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, that must be the pylon. Okay.
There's only 2 cannons up right now. I think if Effort was to go for it, he might end up taking the game. There's only 3 zealots in the front to buffer the damage. The probes are trying to buffer some of the damage, but they're going to get focused down also. Will Snow be able to hold? Looks like the cannons are just barely in the nick of time.
Wow. That was such a great hold by Snow. Having the number of cannons is just now finished, but look at the probe at the main base. He's still having a lot of worker count, so all those zealots died. So when we look at Snow's supply count, 42 supply, that's pretty much all probe right now.
Yeah, he just has 2 Corsairs on the map, so his probe count is really actually amazing. It's like 35 right now. Meanwhile, that was the damage that's Effort needed to make to get back into this game. It's still even supply, so that's obviously great for the Zerg player. 39 to 42 right now. Templar Archive is about halfway done. 4th hatch has gone down for Effort. That means 5th hatch is going to be coming down pretty soon too. And that is a lair going up also.
I think Snow also saw that Effort is going for the lair tech. And now, since Snow knows that Effort is not making additional Hydralisks, so he's now putting down so many gateways. Since he has so many worker count, he does not need to make more probes at the moment. He just needs to put down all those infrastructures and just pump out a lot of zealots from there.
Yeah, when Effort sees this with his Overlord, that, oh man, you've got 6 gateways coming up. I am not in as good of a position as I thought, despite killing so many probes. He's got to be a little bit worried because that single zealot is going to turn into 7. It's going to turn into 12 in a heartbeat. Sare comes in, still sees that there's no lair, so he may be thinking that this is just pure Hydra Man. And if the lair goes unscouted, something like a Mutaswitch could be very dangerous. I see the first Templar has popped out, so he's going to start banking up that energy.
He probably knows Effort has gone for the lair tech because there's no reason for Effort to put down the second extractor at the natural. So I think Snow will be seeing the lair tech at the mineral expansion and seeing the number of a drone count right now, knowing that there's only 5 hatchery total at the moment. So Snow will figure out that Effort really cannot switch to mute attack because whenever you go with Hydralisk first and to Mutalisk switch, you really need 3rd extractor. You need 3rd gas, but Effort took the mineral expansion. There is no 3rd gas, so definitely Effort really cannot go for Mutalisk switch. So we will be seeing Effort might gonna go for the Lurker switch after the Lurker upgrade has been finished.
Well, there is that Zealot move out that I was talking about. That is about 10 or so Zealots. He left the Templar behind to build up that energy. Meanwhile, is that a Hydra counterattack? No, it's just a small Hydra force trying to catch that Sare. But what's going to stop these Zealots? I didn't see a Sunken anywhere. Okay, actually, there's a decent amount of Hydras sitting at the 3rd base. Meanwhile, Evolution Chamber for the Sim City at the natural is going to prevent these Zealots from getting in there. But this is 8-gate production for Snow. He's probably going to start pumping out the Dragoons pretty soon. I saw
Armor 1? Armor 1 or Armor 1 is already done for Snow, so Snow skipped the +1 attack?
No, he has +1 attack also.
Oh wow, so...
Yeah, despite losing that Forge, he instantly re-upgraded all of his, re-upgraded +1 weapon.
I'm amazed. Normally, if you lose your natural Forge, a lot of products do forget to... Ooh, the High Templar should not get picked up. Okay, the Lurker is now done, but there's a couple of Hydralisks from the top side. Who will be picking up the High Templars?
But those were nice storms to save the day. As mentioned, the robotics is done, so Observer is going to be coming out pretty soon. You can see range is coming in for the goons. So there's going to be a lot of goons on the field pretty soon. We're not going to see the same thing happen to Snow as what we just saw versus Bisu. Couple of Zealots might actually kill that lurker and take it down.
That was just like a steam pack marine right there, picking up one lurker. Is he gonna do that one more time? Okay, never mind, he won't be. He's just gonna retreat all of his army. And one of the high templars still on a low HP will get picked up, but he does have the robotic facility. He will have the observer probably soon. Okay, he already has it. Wow, the number of his zealot count is so high. He just run over to those lurker.
Yep, and now another lurker gets picked off, and you can see the one at the top is running away for its life, and this might actually be a game-ending move because there seems to be so many zealots for Snow right now. He also has a decent chunk of Templars. Only 2 lurkers. Lurkers are obviously fantastic versus zealots, but there are just so many zealots.
Yeah, Effort is right now starving with the Vespene gas. He really needs another expansion to get the 3rd gas, and some of the high templars will get picked up. Only zealots are remaining.
Oh, that's another lurker that's gone down. The storm was fantastic on those hydras a moment ago. 50 supply lead for Snow now, but the comp with just pure zealot Templar, not the greatest. I'm waiting for the goons to start coming in. Here, look at how many zealots there are.
Zealots is pretty much it feels like it's 1-to-1 ratio of zealot to hydralist. It's just pretty much one-on-one every single unit and just running over and just killing every single hydralist. And now Effort has to pull this drone and do some drone drill, but that is not gonna be helped so much because the number of hydralists are so low that zealots just ignore and just pick all those drone now.
Yeah, now it's 106 supply to 55. This is the snowball beginning to start for the Protoss player. 3rd Nexus is going down for Protoss. Also, I see Effort has taken a base at mid-right, but he just doesn't have enough units to even defend his natural or 3rd base, so actually I think that 4th base will go down quite quickly. Meanwhile, Zealots into the natural get a couple drone kills. This is getting very chaotic.
Oh, finally Effort just finished dealing with those number of zealots, but now Effort Snow is going to have the mineral expansion in maybe a couple seconds or so. It should be finishing that Nexus by now. I think there's gonna be the probe transfer now. Okay, there is a probe transfer now. We can see from the minimap, and Effort really needs to make the drones once again. He's already trying to finish that 4th base at the 3 o'clock, but
Is this a drop? It can't be a drop. I don't think he has any units. Okay, maybe it actually is, but I really think this is a fake to draw units out of position. We'll see if actually anything unloads.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a fake drop by Effort and forcing Snow to. Oh, I thought it was going to be a lurker drop at the natural, but never mind. I guess Effort does not have the drop upgrade. But number of the observer just got picked up at the center of the top left side.
Yeah, not a big deal though. We did see that Snow got +2 armor before +2 weapon again. That seems to be his counterplay to the rushed weapon upgrades against the Hydras, and that's going to make his units that much more tankier. Sayers don't find a kill on the Overlord, but I don't think it matters. A 45 supply lead for Snow. Again, he can go pop that 4th base whenever he wants, but that is a lot of Hydras sharking on the top left side of the map. They've gone unscouted. Looks like he wants to pop this 3rd Nexus.
Ooh, I don't think. Snow
oh my gosh!
I don't think Snow should be going for the base rate. Yeah, Snow will be deciding to go for the defending the Nexus, using all those storms and try to defend. Yes, he will be defending the Nexus, but 267 HP remaining. Effort might gonna rotate another one group of Hydras once again to the top side soon.
Well, I liked that idea from Effort, but unfortunately, Snow was not committed to an attack, and he just backed off and ended up easily killing it. Now Effort is in big time trouble. He snipes a Templar, but he eats a Storm in response, and he eats another Storm, and this is the point in the game where Protoss, I think, is just going to snowball to victory. He's got his 4th base going up at mid left.
This armor 2 upgrade for Snow right now is just pretty much canceling all those +2 Hydralist damage upgrade. and those Dragons are pretty much not dying to these number of Hydralisks right now.
Yep, and now it is a 70 supply lead for Snow. He's catching Hydralisk left and right. He still has Storm available. He has the amulet on the Templars, so he has 3 Storms potentially if the Templars, of course, build up enough energy. Another small attack going to the third base. He may get the Nexus, but he's using so much to get it that it's definitely not worth.
Lurkers are stacked.
And he still doesn't get it.
Oh, that was a huge waste, so I think Snow can just give up the Nexus whenever the next wave comes. He will just rebuild another Nexus whenever it goes down. But does Snow know about the 3 o'clock expansion? I think he knows, but he's not even trying to take that expansion down. It's so vulnerable, no units whatsoever. But Snow seems to make a decision here to go for the frontal attack. No Lurker here.
No Lurkers, it's just pure Hydra, and a third or a fourth upgrade is going to kick in for Snow pretty soon, whether it's +3 armor or +2 weapon, and it doesn't matter what it was because Effort taps out, and Snow takes a really nice victory there despite having a huge opener. Effort almost brought it back with that Hydra bust. He was so close to actually breaking Snow.
Wow. I'm impressed how Snow really defend that Zergling all-in by Effort in the beginning, and pretty much distracting Effort's attention with those number of Zealot, with the first Zealot and a couple of Zealots at the natural as well, and also spotted that Hydralisks then were also going up, and it just pretty much ruined all those Effort's plan in the beginning.
Yeah, now even though Snow took the game quite easily in the mid game, you have to remember that Effort was set back really hard by the initial Zealots. So I think Effort did a good job. And if the openers were a little more even, he definitely could have taken that game. But that is going to put Snow into the winner's bracket. And now we're going to go into Larva versus Snow. But before we go there, we're going to go into a quick break. And we'll find out who's going to make it out of Group C. Hot 6 commercial, man.
Okay. We're gonna be seeing Korean casters, and they are probably talking about the Hot 6 once again. He is holding the black one. Okay.
Now I'm convinced that last week Into the Rain did not chug that drink. That was not open. I want to see if he's gonna fake it again this time. The middle guy, he's always obsessed, always staring at that Hot 6 in the middle. Let's see what Into the Rain does. He's got the white one this time.
Yeah, I wonder what they're saying. I want to hear as well, but we don't have any sounds. But they are probably talking about how those each different colors of the Hot 6 taste different, has a different flavor. And to the right side, he is talking something else, maybe.
Well, let's talk about the games that we've seen so far. My predictions for the group was, of course, Larva and Snow. Is there anything that you saw here where you think, like, okay, definitely this player is going to make it out? Is there somebody that's impressed you so far? Is anybody not impressed you so far?
I think Snow and Larva are currently a great player at the moment, because Larva has been playing all those turtle style so long, so many years before Bisu did his military service, after did his military service. But now Larva also can play aggressive. We just saw from his first game going for 3 base at the 9 o'clock side, and also going for the heavy Mutalisks with those number of Scourges to take down a couple of Corsairs, and he also picked up some of the high temps with a couple of Mutalisks. But Bisu couldn't really go for the late game transition there.
You know what I am noticing though from the Protoss players is that both Protoss players built infinity zealots. Like the comp was like 95% zealot and then 5% Templar. It's just crazy how many Templar or how many zealots they made and lack of anything else. And actually, I would really like to see the Zerg players continue with the Lurker opener because I think that would be a good success for them. Now, as I mentioned before, Effort kind of got killed in the early game. He had taken a lot of economic damage. Is Into the Rain drinking that? Did he open it? Oh, he did!
Yeah, he did open it. I don't know why he always has to spill those hot six on his shirt. Now he has to wash those.
Yeah, so I really do like to see the Lurker opener from the Zerg players so far. I want to see them continue to use that. I've always speculated that Lurker should be great versus what we saw from the oh wait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I thought I had muted the output. I always speculated that Lurkers would be a great opener versus the heavy zealot style that we've been seeing for a couple seasons now. But really, nobody had gone for it. Most of the time, people end up going into Mutalisk. So it's nice to see that finally Lurkers are coming into play.
Okay, middle guy just open up his can. Right side, he also opened up the blue can. I think they're gonna drink at the same time or something. Okay, he's shaking his head. He probably didn't want it to try. Okay, he did open it.
This is the first time we've actually gotten like music with the advertisement. Like I'm hearing Psionic Storm going off. I don't know what it actually means. Like you hear it right now as he's drinking. I don't know what's actually going on with these sound effects. Oh wow, the guy in the middle loved that one. Oh, finally we're gonna go into the commercial, I think. So stay tuned. We're gonna come up with Larva versus Snow in just a couple minutes. Alright guys, we are back and it's going to be Larva going up against Snow in our winners match. We've gotten the 2 best of 1s out of the way. Now we're going to be going into a best of 3. Find out, is it going to be an SKT player or a CJ player moving into the round of 8 in first place.
Yeah, we can see Larva is doing some stretch before he goes into the game. And finally he's going to be putting his headset. I wonder how Larva is going to play and what maps they're going to be played on, because if it is going to be played on Ultimate Stream, I wonder if Larva is going to play the turtle side, the old style of a Zerg vs Protoss meta. And
yeah, this is what we've been speculating for a while now, is that the new maps really do allow for the option to play that type of style. If I was Snow, I would instantly ban that map. But we've seen Protoss players actually have success on there, so maybe that will be fine. Nope, he lets it through, and so we're gonna have Ascension, Ultimate Stream, and Polaris Rhapsody.
So all those maps are going to be played on a new map, except the Polaris Rhapsody. Polaris Rhapsody was played in the old scene where during the Caspa era, but it has been touched a little, adjust with the mineral mining patch, and okay, we are going to be moving into the first game here. It's going to be played on Ascension.
Starting off in the 7 o'clock base on Ascension, it is Larva. And then in the top middle 12 o'clock position, we have our Protoss Superstar. It is a Snow. And we saw Snow just open with a gateway expand. It was a 9-gate expand, but we did see Larva go for 12 hatch. So I wonder if Snow will have that in the back of his mind. Does he want to match the 12 hatch with something like a 12 Nexus? We saw Bisu go for that. Or will Larva kind of mix it up a little bit here and go back into the early pool opener? We see that actually ASL match history in favor of Larva slightly, but it is simply a 2-1 score, so nothing really not really anything meaningful there.
And I also want to point out this 12 o'clock for Protoss is also somewhat difficult to put the gateway on the verge to have a really nice SimCity. If you spawn at the 8 o'clock side, you can easily just make the pylon forge gateway like just straightforward, like a vertical way. But since Snow started with the pylon scout, I think he wants to be playing safe. He might gonna go for the forge expand most likely, because like I said, I mentioned in the beginning, having a SimCity at the 12 o'clock is always going to be a difficult position for every single Protoss player. So Snow is not going to play with the gateway opener here and going for the pylon scout and spot that overlord into a spawning pool and going for the forge soon here.
Yep, gonna be a forge expand for Snow. Meanwhile, this was an overpool from Larva, and as you mentioned, it looks like that choke is pretty tight for cannon, so we may see an attempted Hydra bust. Drones are gonna try and get rid of this probe. Remember last... Ooh, he shot his own drone there.
Yeah, that is a very intense drone micro, and couldn't even block that hatchery on time.
Yep, so nicely done by Larva there. We saw Effort struggle to deal with the probe last game. Now the Lings are being built. It looks like that's going to be 4 being built. Nexus goes up for Snow. Cannon going to be quickly following that up.
It might be only 2 Zerglings because the rush distance is so far. Okay, yeah, we will be seeing only 2 Zerglings because the rush distance is super far. He won't be making it into Snow's natural on time. He's just going to be trying to deny that probe scout on as much as he can. But that probe is still having 100% HP. Only show just got peeled off a little. But really be denying that third expansion enough time. Okay, not much, but he will figure out. This is going to be 3 hatchery into an extractor by Larva, and Snow also probably figured out this is not going to be 2 hatchery extractor into a 3rd hatchery, so it won't be a Zergling rush just like how Effort did it in the 2nd game.
Yep. So Snow, of course, wants to keep this probe alive as long as possible. Remember, last game, despite it being a Ling all-in, we did see the Hydrogen go up at the natural for effort. It got instantly scouted and had to be canceled. So the probe, it is crucial to keep it as alive as long as possible. It's the only intel that Protoss has until the mid-game when the Sair pops out. Now, I thought that drone might be setting up for a Hydrogen, but instead it just gets transferred to the natural. Probe coming in again. Actually, the probe has a lot of health, so Snow's doing a really good job to control it, but he doesn't want to overstep.
I can see the lair tech is now finally going up. Still no Zealot by Snow. Having the cybernetic score is all about to be done. Wow, that cybernetic score is really fast in my opinion, because the lair tech just started at 340ish, somewhere around there, and the core is about to be finished by now. That means the Stargate tech is going to be super fast. And I'm also looking at Snow's base with the minimap. We can see the second gas is already went up. That means he's going for the heavy gas tech build.
Yep, and Stargate is coming down for Snow. As you mentioned, second gas is already put up by Snow, and that means that he's probably going to be going into very high Templar count, because otherwise he would be getting that gas a little bit later, get a more heavy Zealot army. Now, the first Zealot is, or actually first two Zealots are moving across the map. I'm surprised that this probe is still alive. Snow has done such a fantastic job. Of course, he's still not able to get into the main, but it is quite annoying for the Lings to continuously have to deal with.
Ooh.
Now, there's the Citadel follow-up.
It might be the Corsair into Dark Templar build, how Mini did against Queen in the Polaris Rhapsody. He might be doing this build strategy once again. And Snow is now pulling those Zealot back because he's not going for the heavy Zealot playstyle, just like how he did against Effort, going for the Gateway Man. But this time, he's doing something different. The Citadel is probably now done. Templar Archive is probably started. I want to see the main base. Okay, the Templar Archive is probably going to start soon, whenever that 200 gas just gets ready.
Yep, and the probe finally did fall, so now the Sair is going to come in and see that it is just a standard Spire opener. Is there Templar Archive anywhere? He spent a lot of his gas, so I imagine it got placed somewhere.
Or it might be just super fast one gateway into speed Zealot over here. Oh, second gateway at the natural as well. Ooh.
So he's going to get that Overlord. However, that Corsair is very, very deep. The Spire was about 450 out of 600, so I don't think the Sair is under any threat of actually falling. Second gate at the natural. He's getting weapon on his air also, and there's the Templar Archive in the main, so he actually hadn't built it just yet. So that probably was for speed. So expect Snow to move out with one more cycle of Zealots.
I think all those vesting gas that Snow has spent, I think he's now focused, he's now just moving out with the 5 Zealot. It might be the speed Zealot without +1 attack, and just pretty much threatening Larva as much as he can and forcing him to make more Zergling before any other techs transition by Larva, either Mutalisk or Hydralisk. Okay, we can see Snow's adding a couple more cannons at the naturals and main base just to defend Scourges and maybe potential Mutalisk harassment.
Well, here comes Snow. Ascension has such a tiny choke that you see it's really hard for the Zealots to even get through there. But 5 Zealots do make it through. The third base has no sunken. Instead, Lings are just going to have to buy time for now. Muta pops out, though, and that's going to save the day. But a couple of Zealots get into the middle line, takes down one drone.
I think this is a okay position for Larva because the +1 attack is not finished, and those number of... Oh my god, that 2 Zealots just somehow sneaked inside of a Larva's main base. And Larva really needs to pay attention for the both side mineral third base and then the main base. Okay, +1 attack is just now done. Oh, nice drone micro there.
Oh my gosh, those Zealots are getting multiple drone kills. I think he's gotten something like 4 drone kills in total. So nicely done from Snow, and it also keeps the Mutalisk back, so that allows him to consistently build up his Corsair count. He's at 5 right now, and he had +1 weapon going for a long time on his Cybernetic, so +1 should be done any moment now, and these Mutas really shouldn't do that much damage. Meanwhile, that DT is moving across the map. Actually, an Archon follow-up, so it's going to be Zealot, Archon, Sair, and that is going to catch Larva completely off guard, I think.
Well, I'm also looking at Larva's Vespene gas because Larva already built his third extractor at the 6 o'clock side. So all those Vespene gas that he's right now saving, and whenever he gets those supply account open, he might be switching to massive muta. Oh, yes he is.
Yeah, this is going to be a massive muta build, but it's so dangerous facing Corsair Archon when the Archon has +1 weapon and the Sairs already have +1 weapon. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Sunken at the third base because that would be nice with the hatchery sitting in the front. The Sunken could dish out a decent amount of damage. Sairs are going to the Scourge are going to push the Sairs back for now, but this is a dangerously high Sair count. Yes, that's 7, so he just eviscerates 3 of the Scourge in an instant.
Yeah, that is definitely...
Wow.
That is definitely a lot of Scourges that Larva just now prepared. So he definitely does not want to lose the air battle here. He's just trying to bait with the 5 middles, and Scourges are now coming from the both sides and taking a couple of Corsairs down. 3, okay, 4 total remaining. Oh wow, he's also ready with the 2 Sunkens with the number of Hydralisks. Now the number of Zealots with a single Archon really cannot do anything. Oh my god, additional Corsair just somehow fall in the somehow fall once again, and I think this is such a great position for Larva right now.
Yeah, another Scourge connection gets another Corsair kill, and this looks very similar to what we just saw in the Bisu game, where we may see a Lurker follow-up any moment now, and there's a lack of detection for Snow. There's a lot of Zealots, of course, but there's not a lot of Storm. Okay, he's just going to come into the main with these Mutalisks. There's not that many Mutas, but the Scourge are going to push the Corsairs back, and the cannon will come up in time and push these Mutalisks back.
Oh, Corsair! Gotta be careful. Yeah, Larva just pretty much can throw all those Scourges now. It's not a waste for him. Whenever he's getting all this information, how much of a High Templars are out on the map or ready at the natural. Oh, somehow sneaky Scourge underneath of the Mutalisks is somehow attached to the Corsair once again. Snow really needs to be careful. He's trying to go in, okay, forcing Snow to waste one of the storms here.
Yeah, but still the army... Oh my gosh, another Sair connection with those Scourge, and it's going to wipe off another one. Supplies are getting dangerously high for the Zerg player. Again, it's 120 to 110. Theirs are struggling to keep up with the Scourge. Anytime they see a Scourge, they just run away. And there's really not that much Storm available for Protoss, and he's going to pick off the Templar, and that means there's no AoE now.
Yeah, only Zealots with a single Archon, and they can't really do anything. One Lurker Act just bought quite a lot of time, and now Larva seems he is confident enough to make more middles here. So all those High Templars now Snow has been making, he will lose them. They're out of place as well. I think Snow is now focusing right now. He probably misrallied as well.
Well, the Mutas are playing with fire, trying to fight that Archon, but he has a lot of Mutalisks, so he can soften up this Zealot ball quite easily as long as he's able to dodge the Archon. Now we see Lurkers are being morphed. This literally looks identical to the Bisu game, consistently having to build Corsairs non-stop. The Templar count is not that high. Wow, he forces a cancel on the third base with just a handful of Lings. And look at these Mutalisks. They are dealing so much damage to these Zealots.
Yeah, they're just pretty much picking up the Zealots for free. And Snow really cannot do anything. And now Archon are getting... Okay, just took up some of them. But now Snow really needs to do something else. Not just making Corsairs and Zealots. We have seen how Bisu lost to Larva. Just making Corsair and Zealots. Okay, we can see a couple of Dragoons were made at Snow's natural. And finally transitioning to mid and late game switch. Finally Snow is now making the third Nexus over there, but Larva is already moving out. Snow really needs to take that high ground. If he stays at the third base at the low ground, those number of Lurkers and Hydralisks is pretty much gonna be buying quite a lot of time.
Well, unlike Bisu, he was able to get his Observer in timing. This Lurker Hydra attack is going to get denied, but the supplies are still very high for Zerg. He's still in a fantastic position. He's got his fourth base coming up. The Mutalisks stayed alive the entire time too, but they weren't able to pick off any Templars, I don't think. Those Templars have double Storm available. Looks like
I want
Just-
to see Larva's main base, whether he's going for the hype tech or gonna stay with the Earlgrey and Hydra only.
I think he's still committing to just the Hydra play. Meanwhile, Protoss is still stuck at 1-1 upgrade, so he's not as far along as he was in the game versus Effort. Meanwhile, +1 weapon is done for the Hydras. +2 should be completing pretty soon. This is a scary Protoss army, but the matching Zerg supply means I think that this Protoss army is going to be denied.
Okay, Larva is trying to back off and buy some time when he's trying to secure that fourth base. I think the fourth base is now complete, finished morphing. But look,
Uh-oh, there's no
Snow-
defense there.
But I don't think this is a great
Yeah.
decision by Snow, because he can just flank from the both sides.
Yeah, this is such a tiny choke that it's hard to get all of your units there, even if there is an opening. So Snow backs off. He's gotten +2 armor again. This seems to be his go-to build. Now, it is approaching the 16-17 minute mark. Snow needs to start thinking about taking another base, because his main and natural is going to be mined out soon. We see that he has his third base, but I don't see a probe set up for a fourth base anywhere.
Yeah, the high ground lurkers is pretty much strong. Snow really cannot go up there. And we can see Larva is making a couple of Zerglings. That means he is switching to Hive Tech most likely. And we can see the I want to see Hydraless upgrade. Okay, he's building more evolution chamber. That means he's going to be upgrading every single unit. Zergling, Hydraless, and armor. Oh, Corsairs. The Corsairs should be careful.
Those storms were great, hitting a lot of Hydralisk, also softening up the Mutalisk. So really nicely done by Snow, but still, I don't see a fourth base anywhere. He really needs to get that up and running, because Larva is about to equalize the supply.
I think he's going for the flank for the both side. He has 3 groups of Hydralisk at the center. I'm not sure what he is planning to do. I think he was trying to get into the position to flank this Snow's army.
Oh, Snow bleeds off 2 Templars there. That's a complete waste of them. Didn't hit anything with the storm. Meanwhile, Larva's holding this with just a handful of lurkers and Hydralisk. He's doing a really good job to keep the Protoss army at bay. Meanwhile, still, minimap, no fourth base for Snow. He desperately needs to get it.
I'm wondering what Larva is doing with those number of Hydralisks on the east side. Is he planning to flank? Okay, a couple of middles will be flying to pick some High Templars, but there are no High Templars. He already killed every single one. Oh, he's going for the backstab here. So these number of Hydralisks with the number of Mutalisks, he's just gonna throw all of his army to take down the third expansion most likely. And now Snow has to make a decision whether he's gonna go for base trade and kill Larva's expansion, or go for the defend here.
Well, now that the Hydralisks have been spotted, you know, kind of Larva's in a tough position. Oh, he's going to come in through the back at the same time, but they're a little bit out of sync, I think, but maybe not. He's going to catch all of these goons that have no support, no zealots or anything. Lurkers are going to set up the Mutalisks. It looks like they've been dwindled down, and this is going to be...
Really needed.
Oh, the storm was very good on that one. Hits a lot of the Hydras, but there's just pure goons basically now.
That armor too is actually helping Snow to win the fight. Okay, he didn't really win, but he actually held off really well. The number of a dragon count is still healthy enough to that he can still hold enough at the center. And now both of the players are having units at everywhere, 5 o'clock in the center and the 9 o'clock. I think one of the gateway might be misrouted to the 9 o'clock, or he's trying to clear one of the Zergling if there's any Zergling staying at the 9 o'clock side.
Well, it looked like there was a macro slip just a little bit from both players, so luckily neither one of them are going to get penalized that much. We see that Larva has put down 2 macro hatches at bottom right, and he's starting to take mid right at the same time. Supplies are almost even now. Hive is done, and the triple evolution chambers are going to come into play. Can this Zealot kill this hatchery? The answer is going to be no, but he dealt a lot of damage to it. Meanwhile, there's a big fight happening in the middle of the map. Oh no, there's not. I thought there was.
I also want to point out that Ascension at the center, that triangle shape, it's a high ground, and if you give up that high ground, those number of lurkers is probably much buying a lot of time, and Snow really cannot rotate his army.
Yeah, and Snow's just having a hard time finding a nice angle to attack. We see that shuttles have now started coming out, so he's going to go for some harassment. But look at that lurker field and look at the supporting Hydras. There's just so many of them. He's baiting out a lot of storms that aren't dealing a lot of damage. I wonder what's in here. If this is DT, man, there it is. It could deal a lot of damage. 2 DTs into the main while action is happening in the center of the map. It looks like you can see Larva's screen. He realizes it and transfers the drones immediately.
Wow, that's a nice reaction by Larva. And doing some drone drill, but I'm not sure if this is a good decision because if he's doing the drone drill, he's going to lose those drones. But at the same time, now Snow is attacking the center, throwing a couple of storms to clear some of the lurkers. Ooh. Okay, another drop at Larva's main base.
Yep, the drop is going to get cleaned up. Both players still hovering around the same supply, 170 to 155 for Larva. There's not a lot of support for these lurkers in the center of the map. This is Snow's opportunity to take control of the center.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is a good decision by Snow because the number of Zealot count is still low. Only Dragon. Okay, +2 attack is now down for Snow, so he'll be able to take down those Zerglings easily with the 2-shot with the Zealots, but the number of Hydras are so high.
Yeah, the reinforcing units are ridiculous for Larva, but this DT to mid-right may shut down this hatchery. As I say that, though, units come in to save the day, and that DT is not going to take it down. 4 or 2 more Zealots on the right side may come in for another attack pretty soon. You can see Larva reinforcing the center over and over. More lurkers are being morphed. These Lings are starting to be upgraded, though, and they have 1-1 and Adrenaline.
Oh, looks like Snow seems so desperate to climb up to the high ground, but he really cannot because the number of lurkers is so much because Larva is mining from the 4 gas total and just pumping out lots of lurkers and Hydras every single time whenever he loses army.
Well, that's another great storm, and Snow consistently up 15 to 20 supply, but again, he needs to start thinking about taking another base. 3rd and 4th are up, but we see that Larva is on 5 bases. Another drop in the main of Larva went unscouted. Zealots are going to try and deal some damage, but Lings are just hanging around. Is going to deny that instantly. That is a massive drone transfer. Wow, he has so many drones. Larva should start thinking about taking a 6th base. Again, Snow's going to try and get through the center, but he's eating so many lurker shots.
Yeah, that is definitely so many lurkers still, even though he's picking up a couple of lurkers somehow. But Larva really needs to pay attention as natural. Those 2 Zealots are pretty much killing Larva's drone right now. +3 is done. 3-2-1 upgrade by Snow right now. And somehow Snow is keeping up the supply count 175 consistently. And I'm not sure what Larva is doing. Larva has gotten that hive tech long time ago, but I don't see any defiler yet.
Yes, still no defilers out on the field, no plague, no darkstorm. I don't even think he has the defiler mount at all. Meanwhile, that 2 zealot drop that we saw just a moment ago got like 10 drone kills, and that could start swinging the favor into Snow's side of the map. He is starting to take top middle now, so that's going to be his 5th base. Great storms blanketing the Hydras, but again, still very hard to get through these lurkers.
Wow, that is still a lot of lurkers every time when he kills, but there's still a number of lurkers are out and staying at the center, and that is definitely a lot of outcome. I think he can. Okay, he cannot run up. Okay, he still needs to somehow break that.
Oh my gosh.
Contain.
Look at those upgrades. 3-2 for the Hydras. There's the first defiler, but still no plague or darkstorm available. There's consume. So he's going to put down some Darkstorm finally. And there's really nothing to engage these lurkers. There's only a handful of Zealots. If Darkstorm goes down, of course, there's one, but it's way out in no man's land. And this, it looks like Snow's going to start snowballing it. He finally gets through the center of the map. The storms are amazing.
I'm also seeing the minimap that Larva does not have much of base mining. His main base is pretty much mined out. Natural's also mined out. And his 3rd base is already mined out already, so it's pretty much 2 base mining of Larva right now. His supply count went down to 2 digits, so this is definitely not looking great for Larva right now.
Yeah, and Protoss is finally busting through a 60 supply swing in his favor. The storms are amazing. The Archon count gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's approaching 7 now, and it looks like Snow is going to take this game. There's just nothing left for the Zerg. GG.
I can't believe how Snow break that center of a Lurkers.
Yeah, I thought Larva just had a stranglehold on the center of the map, and there would be no way for Snow to actually bust through, but in the end, Snow made it crazy with a couple of drops, drawing the units out of position, and then also Larva morphed all of these lurkers in the center of the map at once, like 8 of them got morphed, and Snow just had the perfect timing, eliminating all the lurkers before they could hatch. There was no Dark Swarm, and he ends up taking the game. I was a bit worried though, because it took him a very long time to get up to 4 bases.
Yeah, I was also not sure whether Snow is going to make this flip the table around. And he actually did it with the number of lurkers, the number of the upgrade that he has been focused with the double forge probably, because it is impossible to have that 3-2-1 upgrade with the only single forge. So that's a nice sick comeback by Snow in the mid and late game.
Yeah, and now we're going to go into what we both suspect has to be Larva's best map here. It's going to be Ultimate Stream. It plays so well into his style. Let's see if Snow has an answer to it, or if Larva is going to start mounting a comeback here. So in the bottom left in the orange, this is Larva, and in the top right in the yellow, looking really, really solid, it is Snow.
This is a cross spawn, and it's also a very far rush distance, and we're not gonna be seeing any of a Hydraless All-In by Larva, because it's a high ground natural, just like how Ringing Bloom, and it is hard to break from a low ground to high ground. So we might potentially to see Larva's late game when he used to do in 10 years ago, doing taking another spawning location and putting lots of massive amount of sunken and going for super fast hive tech. I wonder if Larva is planning to do this strategy in this ultimate stream in game number 2.
Yeah, so my thoughts on a counter to that type of playstyle is this a 9 pool?
Yes, it is.
Wow, this might be a game-winning move for Larva, because this is a map where I think 12 Nexus is very common, and if Snow does not scout this quickly, he may be in a precarious situation where Lings are just going to be at his doorstep, and he's going to have no answer to it, and that looks like that's going to be the case. I saw him move his screen into the natural, so I thought maybe a Forge is going to go down, but it looks like this is going to be a 12 Nexus.
We still need to see farther more, because it might be still 12 Forge as soon as he doesn't spot Larva on time. Okay, we're gonna be seeing that second probe now going to the natural. We need to see. Okay, the camera is at the natural, not the expansion. So this is going to be a 12 Forge.
Yep, that is going to be the 12 Forge. Since he did not get the scout off, he wants to play it safe. Make sure he does not die to any early Zergling shenanigans. Now, this drone could be annoying, because if it just walks around and denies cannon placement, that may be all the time that Larva needs. But actually, that second probe moved out, and there's not another probe at the natural just yet. Okay, now it's going to get into position, and Snow's going to see the bad news that Lings are already here, and every second matters.
Yeah, he really needs to put down the cannon right now. From natural to natural is such a close distance, but from base to the natural is very far. So these number of Zerglings are now trying to run all the way to 1 o'clock side, but whether Snow is going to buy some time with the probe, okay, he will not. He's going for the probe scout here. I think he is confident enough to finish that cannon on time.
Well, actually, look at this travel distance. It is very, very long. And these cannons are they're going to complete. Are you serious? Before the Lings even get there? I thought that this was going to be a really nice build, but apparently this is just ridiculously long map. And the 9 pool did not work at all. It forced out 2 cannons. And I'm sure that Snow doesn't really necessarily care about that. Now, look at this. This is the 3rd hatch at another main. So everything looks like we're going to see that split map scenario.
He did took the 10 o'clock spawning location, so I think Larva's mid game and late game plan is to deny that Snow's 3rd expansion. So whenever Protoss or Terran players whenever they are taking for the 3rd expansion, they always expand towards the counterclockwise. So Snow will be taking his 3rd base at the 12 o'clock side, so it is very close distance to Larva's 3rd base, and whenever Larva gets the Nidus Canal, he will be constantly sending all of his army and rotate all of his army to Snow's 3rd expansion.
Well, we see Cybernetics is halfway done. Meanwhile, Larva has spent 100 gas on something, so it's probably going to be that lair. Ling's on the high ground, going to deny this probe from getting in. You can see that Larva has sent a couple Lings to top left to make sure there's nothing hidden up there, like a proxy gate that could catch him off guard, or cannons, something very weird. Meanwhile, second gas is already up for Snow at the natural, so again, this is going to be a heavy gas build for him.
Yeah, unlikely different playstyle compared to Bisu, because Bisu has gone for super fast doing without Stargate and not mining the second gas as well. But Snow is playing somewhat different compared to Bisu's playstyle. So we're gonna be seeing Larva is going for the lair attack here and sending a couple of Zealot. Okay, he is sending 1 Zealot. Oh, losing that probe is a critical here, because that single probe actually helps doing the damage. One shot, 1 kill every single Zergling with the Zealot with the probe combo. Oh, that's a nice pick off.
Yep, second Zealot is coming to help out. Oh, but 1 Ling versus 1 Zealot. This is not... Oh, there we go. Now he gets a little bit more surface area, and he is going to eliminate that Zealot. Meanwhile, second Zealot's going to come in here, and most of the Lings are already pretty low on health, so he's got to be careful. Ooh, that's great trading for
nice
Larva.
Wow. Drill. That is a definitely nice drone drill. I wonder if he's going to do that one more time with the Zerglings and the drone at the same time. Okay, he will be picking up the Zealot. Nicely done.
Now Spire is halfway done. The Sair is already out, I think, or it's about to complete. Meanwhile, Citadel's about to finish, so this was about a 5-10 Citadel. More standard than the games we've seen before. The other Citadel, or the other games, were very, very quick Citadels. First, Sair is moving across the map. This time around, I don't think it's going to get double Overlord kill. Maybe we'll get 1 more, but I don't expect it to get 2 kills. 4th hatch going up, 5th hatch going up for Larva, and that's going to be a 6th hatch on location at the 4th base.
Wow, that's very greedy by Larva, because he's not putting any of a building and just straightforward going for the 6th hatchery. So finally the Corsair will arrive to Larva's natural, but I think the Scourge is still not ready to pop out from the eggs. And Larva, okay, he's not going to make the 6th hatchery first, because he feels the Zealot might come soon. He might be feeling somewhat too much a threat. Yeah.
He's going to get supply blocked heavily. It's 41. He's going to be 41 out of 27 supply in a moment, and that's probably why he canceled that 6th hatchery. He needs to make sure that he doesn't die to the pressure that you're talking about. So that was a great move from Snow. Unknowingly, it denies the 4th base for a long time. And there's the robotics facility. This is what I've been waiting for people to do, which is when you see the defensive style, I think we're going to see a support bay come up, and he may go for a Reaver bust.
Reaver bust. It might be, but I want
just
to
be drops.
I want to see furthermore of both of the players with the plan, because we already saw the Templar Archive is already finished. So as you mentioned, I think it might be the Dark Templar drop, because we can see the ultimate stream from main base to the natural is very far distance to defend. So whenever he goes for the Dark Templar drop or even the Zealot drop, he doesn't have any Overlord to send this Overlord to 11 o'clock main base to defend that 6th hatchery.
Well, there is the shuttle, and we did see support bay coming down. We still don't know if this is going to be for Reaver or if this is just going to be for speed shuttle. But regardless, something is being dropped across the map. I actually think this is going to be a DT drop. There's the first one, and I didn't get to see if there was a D or an Overlord at the 3rd base, but it is waiting. Yeah, he's waiting for the drones to be transferred to snipe them.
From the previous game, Snow probably realized that Larva playstyle is most likely going for the heavy Muta with the Scourges. So he definitely knows that Overlord speed is not going to be fast, relatively fast compared to how a normal playstyle is. So that Dark Templar is still waiting. I think he's just now spot that at the 11 o'clock side. Maybe he's waiting for the drone.
Oh, there is the Reaver, and the shuttle got spotted. So we'll see if... Oh, the Scourge. They see the Reaver, so now Larva knows exactly what's going on. DT trying to come into the natural does get denied. There's that drone transfer that we were waiting for. I wonder if he'll wait for some more drones to pop there before showing himself.
Maybe whenever he's doing the frontal attack, he's going to attack at the same time. So if right now he goes to pick up some drone, Larva will probably figure out, hey, I hear my drones are dying somewhere, and okay, you're gonna be seeing, oh yeah, that Dark Templar will get spotted. Making a spore colony.
Nice reaction from Larva. He instantly noticed it. The spore might get taken out, but Overlord pops in time, and DT should get taken down. Oh, the Scourge all died to the Sayers.
Yeah, that was so much of a distraction at 11 o'clock with the single Dark Templar. And finally, Overlord speed is now done. Oh, so this time we can see Larva is making so many Sunkles on the high ground at every single natural expansion. So we might going to see a Lurker and Hive Tag, because we don't see a Hydrolith speed yet. It's already 10 minutes and 10 seconds and still no Hydrolith speed. Only Zerglings and Mutalisks and a couple of Scourges.
Look at this DT just moving all around the... Oh, you can't lose the shuttle! That's what his whole army is based on! The Reaver is inside. It might even be double Reaver. Scourge are doing a good job to eliminate all of the Corsairs almost. And now something like a mass Muta switch would easily pick this apart.
Okay, that Dark Templar is still alive. I think Larva probably thought he killed the Dark Templar, but it's still alive. But this number of Sunken and Evolution Chamber with the Lurker eggs are... Oh,
he gets the shuttle!
Yeah, drones are trying to do some damage and peeling off the shield, but it is still not enough. Sunken is now focused already on the Reavers, and wow, the number of Sunken is just looks like a campaign game. And easily defending.
Yeah, and the Reavers did manage to get taken out, surprisingly, and now it's going to be 4-base Zerg versus a Protoss that was heavily committed to this Reaver play and really didn't have any success. You can see that Larva even has a supply lead, but the 4th base has been denied for quite a long time. Now, finally, that DT should get taken out. It has like 15 kills on it.
Oh, more drones getting picked off, but I think since Larva managed to hold that frontal attack in the beginning with the 2 Reavers with a lot of Zealot, losing that much of a drone and Zerglings by a single Dark Templar, probably he did recover for this mid-game transition, and the number of Mutalisks are out because the number of Corsairs just were died by the Scourges, and now Snow really cannot do anything because the Scourges are still out on the map and picking up some of the Corsairs. Probably he will do it once again, and Snow really cannot do anything. No High Templar, no Corsairs, no Reaver. He can't really do anything right now. Just stuck at 2-base mining.
Yeah, Snow is in a horrible position right now. The Sayers, or I mean the Mutalisks, have +1 armor, so they don't really care about Corsairs at all right now. Meanwhile, more macro hatches are going up for Larva. He's going to be up at 8 hatches. Wow, Dark Archon coming out. So you know Snow is really worried now when you see that. He still doesn't have a 3rd base. He still has no answer to the Mutalisk.
Yeah, Snow really cannot make any additional Corsair because the number of Corsairs and Reavers that he spent all those Vespene gas is just way too many. He really needs to do something else, but really spot the Dark Archon. He still did not spot the Dark Archon yet, but he does. Snow does not have enough energies to throw down some Maelstrom.
Yeah, he did not find the Dark Archon, so for now, that's Snow's lifeline. The Mutalisk might take out this entire army, because that Archon is dangerously low too. One more hit and it would fall, I think, but that got 2 connections, and now the Mutalisks are actually going to start running away. Still, Larva has a slight supply lead, and he has double Evolution Chamber coming down. He's got so many hatches. He's got his 4th base up and running. He's looking to start running away with it.
I'm also worried for the super late game, just like how from the last game. Oh, he'll spot the Dark Archon, but not enough energy yet. Okay, so I wanted to point out from the last game that Larva made so many drones that he was mined out super quick compared to Snow's expansion. So once again, he has so many drones with the 4 base mining. Will he be able to take the 5th base and 6th base easily? I'm not sure about that, because those number of Sunkens and the units are pretty much for the defense units. Okay, one of the observers will get picked up.
Yeah, he gets the observer. I think he gets 1 Sair also. Did not get a connection onto the shuttle. Snow's army is still very strong. Oh, you can't lose that shuttle. The Mutalisks almost intercept it. Now the Dark Archon has enough energy for Maelstrom, so the Mutalisks have to be very, very careful. But as I say that, the only AoE I saw he almost kills that Nexus.
Oh, he's trying to go for another harassment here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about for the late game, because since Larva took that 3rd base at the 10 o'clock side, not the 5 o'clock side, he can easily deny Snow's 3rd base. And look at this, Snow is still struggling to put down the 3rd Nexus, and once again, the Nexus might be going down. Will it be? Okay, he did cancel it. Okay, he did save that mineral.
I think he canceled it in the nick of time. Meanwhile, Hive is done, so Adrenaline's going to be coming in pretty soon. But still, Protoss has a scary army. It doesn't have much AoE, though. I don't even know if he has a single Templar. I've seen a couple Archons, but I haven't really seen any Templars in the army.
This time, we're going to see +2 attack by Snow, because this isn't a Hydra Lurker, heavy Hydra Lurker playstyle. This is a super fast Hive. And whenever Zerg is playing for
oh no!
style and the Archon, Maelstrom at the same time, will get picked up. But I don't think this is such a great fight for Snow, because those Maelstrom is blocking the path and Zealots cannot really fight, and Lurkers are pretty much doing the free damage from the behind. Oh my god, that's a lot of Sunkens.
Well, all those Zealots just instantly died, and now it's a 50 supply lead for Larva. He loses the... Oh my god. Yep, just a massacre. And there was no answer for this camping style that Larva had, and he gets a nice, solid victory. Both you and I suspected that this was going to be a Larva favored map, and you can see why. There was just nothing Snow could do the entire game.
True. Snow probably regret that he was doing the Dark Templar drop with the fast robo, and every single plan that he wanted to do against the Turtle Zerg, it didn't work anything. He lost all those number of Zealots for free. Those Reaver died for free. He didn't really get anything benefit from with his playstyle there. So he really needs to make up his mind for the 3rd game here.
Yeah, I'm just so surprised that that map got let through. Like, you just look at it and it has Larva's name written all over it. So I think that was really just a big misstep from Snow. But, you know, somebody banned Hidden Track. Maybe he thinks that that's an even more Larva favored map there and didn't want to let that one through. But regardless, score is now tied up, and we're going to be going into Polaris Rhapsody. This has been a long time Zerg favored map, but actually Best took out Soma on here last week, so we'll see if Snow can repeat the success from his his compatriot there, and we're going to find out finally who makes it out in first place out of Group C.
Okay, there's a disconnection.
Yep, looks like Snow's client crashed, so there's going to be a slight delay. Yeah, so it's just going to be a quick break, and then, Snow's going to restart his client. We're going to get back into Game 3. And I was thinking back to what we saw in the Best versus Snowma game. Remember, Soma opened 3 hatch before pool. That was absolutely absurd. I don't think we're going to see that again, but I guess it is a possibility.
I also want to point out that Polar's Rhapsody, it is easy to take the 3rd expansion, but it's only mineral expansion and only 1,000 mineral per each. So if the game goes long, and it's not going to be looking pretty for both players, so I think both players might want to end the game in the middle of the game before all those mineral fields are going to be mined out. And I wonder how both of the players are going to be played.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if we're going to see something like a 973 pulled out by Larva. I actually think that he's going to pull out what we saw in the first 2 games he played, which was the Muta into Hydra Lurker play. Okay, we are back into the game. It is identical spawns, so Snow in the top left and Larva in the bottom right. But as I was saying, I really think that we're probably just going to be seeing the same thing we saw in Polypoid and Ascension here. I don't think we're going to... Well, you can't go for the camp style on this map. There's really isn't very good spawns for that, or good bases for that. I mean, I guess he could try and camp mid-right, but, I mean, that's kind of awkward.
Yes, and this time Larva is now spawning at the 5 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock. I also want to point out that mining at the 5 o'clock spawning location is much better than 11 o'clock, because we can see Larva is already doing the drone micro and trying to boost all those mineral to have those economic advantage in the beginning. So this is pretty much a Larva's favor in the beginning. We can see he's already pressing C with the very top drone. Yes, we can see that drone is bouncing off from the hatchery and already having the spawning pool started at 1 minute 3 seconds. So this is pretty much a big advantage with the mineral boost.
Yep, and that is going to be a gateway expand coming in for Snow versus a 9 pool from Larva. So again, he's looking to be aggressive here. Gas trick coming in, of course. Meanwhile, Probe's going to be sent across the map, and again, he's going to see that this was a very, very quick pool from Larva.
And was that a 9 gateway or 10 gateway? I missed it.
9 gate.
So 9 gateway against 9 pool, so it might be easier to hold this 9 pool 6 Zergling in the beginning with the 9 gateway, because he will have the 2 Zala a couple seconds faster than 10 gateway. So it's going to be a little bit of a micro battle once again by both players, and how well Snow is going to be defend that 6 Zergling in the beginning, and how well he's going to buy some time with those scouting probe and deny that hatchery. And look at that drone micro. He's already spitting like 3 times.
Yeah, Larva has some of the best drone. Okay, I can't believe he gets that hatchery off. I thought for sure the probe was going to block it. Now the probe comes in and sees like, oh, actually you already have lings out. And I wonder if that zealot will... Yeah, he is just going to hang around the natural. You can see a second probe coming in that's going to try and put down that forge.
I talked with other ex-pros and they told me that whenever Zerg is going for the 9 pull against Gateway opening first, Protoss always has to put down the Forge first instead of Nexus, because if they don't put down the Forge first before the Nexus, then they will just die to 9 pull 6 links. And look at this, the 6 Zerglings is already out on the map and already at the Protoss Natural, and now Snow has the wall, but still no Nexus yet. Oh my god, it's getting surrounded, but... Ooh, nice save.
Yeah, it looked like that was going to be a horrible situation for Snow. They were going to bleed off his first zealot, but instead he manages to save it.
Okay, unlikely compared to Queen. Larva is going to take the expansion at the 3 o'clock instead of Mineral or the 7 o'clock, the double gas.
Yep, mid-right is going to be the third base location for Larva. Now that has a third gas. It also has more mineral patches. So a better base to take. Meanwhile,
I think there are 8 mineral fields at the 3 o'clock expansion. So it might be this decent to... Oh, Zealot needs to be careful.
Yep. Meanwhile, the probe did confirm that that base was taken. I actually thought he might try and cannon rush that because there's no vision for Larva at all on that side of the map. But instead, he does not go for that risky cannon rush. Meanwhile, Nexus has been plopped down for Snow. In the main, his assimilator has been built, so he's going to start teching. And 2 Zealots are going to start putting some pressure back onto Larva.
This time, Larva is having the tech much quicker than Snow at the moment because the cybernetics core probably now started when the lair just now started. Previous game from the Ascension or other games, we used to see Snow got the cybernetics core like halfway done when Zerg players just now start their lair, and now this time the lair tech is much compared to Protoss tech, it's relatively fast this time.
Well, 2 Zealots into the mid-right base. It is going to shut down drone mining there for a little bit. Of first drone pops out. 6 Lings are moving into position to clean it up. Meanwhile,
I'm also wondering how he sent those 2 Zealots to 3 o'clock side, because this is a 2-player map. He had all those overlord placed and saw where those army moving towards to, and how did he miss that?
yeah, I'm not too sure how he did, but that lair is not done yet. And I think that Protoss, yeah, Stargate is halfway done. So Larva, he's lost 2 overlords every single game we've seen him play so far. And it looks like he may even lose more this time. Zealot's in a really nice position. They're going to deal with these Lings quite effectively, but Larva's going to clean it up in the end. But still, I'm loving Snow's position. Spire just started, and Sayre's going to be popping out probably within the next 30 seconds or so.
I think, okay, yeah, the Stargate is now done. I think it is still a okay position for Larva as long as he hides all those overlord and place them in a right position that Snow cannot find. Then he'll be on a great position, because since his Spire attack is not that fast, that means he has more income, more mineral.
Well, we see 4th hatchery going down, 5th hatchery going to be going down for Larva. Also, Spire's going to be completing within, I think, 30 seconds now. Sayre is out. As you mentioned, it's going to be looking for that over. It looks like there's one at the bottom or the mid left, and the Sayre is going to miss it. Meanwhile, Citadel is about to finish, so this is quite delayed in comparison to other games.
Finally, the Corsair will arrive to Larva's natural, but he does not know if the Scourges are ready to pop out from the eggs, so he will not be greedy to take any of the overlords. He's just going to scout and see what are the attacks are and see whether Larva has the 2nd gas or 3rd gas or any other buildings rather than a Spire attack only. So now he is retreating all these Corsair, not going for any greedy moves here. Couple of the Zealots are moving out. The number of the Zerglings are still out on the map. I think is he going for the backstab here?
Yeah, he's going to try and get through, but an instant probe pull, and that is going to be a complete denial. But that's a lot of Lings, and it may get past this single cannon. Probes are trying to do a good job, but there's just too many Lings. They are going to get in. Cannon is going to get popped.
That is nice surrounding to pick the cannon off, but these number of Zerglings are not doing a great job. The main base has a cannon already. Okay. Yeah, now Larva will know how many gateways Snow has right now. Only a single gateway. So that means he won't be having much of a threatening by Snow. So that means he will be pumping out more drones in the future. Mutalisk once again.
Yeah, Mutalisks are going to be produced from Larva now. He's at 5. He's putting down his 3rd, I think a 3rd gas, yeah, at the mid-right position. So again, this might be a large group of Mutalisks being produced by Larva to try and pick off those Sayres, also pick off the Templars. 6th hatch going up for Larva. Evolution chamber going up. So his upgrades are a bit behind the Protoss player. Meanwhile, +1 air weapon is going for Snow, so his Sayres are going to be heavily upgraded. And this small Zealot army is going to be denied.
Yes, and we can see from the minimap that Larva is already mined at the 3rd gas, and finally the Hydra Den is now complete. That means all those Vespene gas Larva is going to save up, and maybe once again he's going to be pumping out all those number of Scourges once again, and maybe even switch to Mass Mutalisk.
Yeah, we may see the Mass Mutalisk fall up. It looks like something... Okay, those are Zealots. I was wondering if that was a pylon in position trying to set up a third base there. Meanwhile, DT not going to have any success at the natural. And as you mentioned, this could be a lot of Mutalisks coming out because Scourge have been built in mass. We've got about 7 Mutalisks being followed by this DT. It wants to know exactly where the Mutalisks want to go. Meanwhile, I think there's 5 Sares. Okay, maybe that's a bit more.
That is even more.
That is a lot. That's like 7 Sares. And remember, they've been upgrading +1 weapon for a long time. So these Scourge and Mutalisks should melt if there's ever an engagement.
I think Snow is not going to make any of the item, but is he? No, he will be making item. But I wonder if he's going to make the Archon once again. Just like okay, we hear the Archon merging. So this is going to be Corsair with a single Archon with the Mass Zealot once again. And there's a lot of Scourgers out on the map. I think he's trying to find a great position to flank that number of a Corsair. So Corsairs are trying to be careful, hugging the Archon.
Well, there's not that many Mutalisks out on the field, but there are a ton of Scourge, something like 20. The first few Hydralisks have started to be produced. DT does spot that Hydras have started to be produced, so he knows exactly what's going on. As you mentioned, the first 2 Templars were morphed into an Archon, so again, there's a lack of AoE on the ground. We'll see if that will be a mistake that comes back to bite Snow. Second Templar now popped out. That is 9 gate now, so
Wow.
Snow has so much production.
Wow, that is definitely a lot of gateways. But that single Dark Templar is just pretty much catching all those the Mutalisks and Scourge's movement. And now Snow is just going to play passive here and try to find a great position whenever he's ready to move out. He will be. And Snow is finally making the robotic facility. I think he's wanting to take that mineral expansion at the 12 o'clock side.
Yeah, Mutalisk sharking around to see if they can find a straggler Templar. He finds the probe, but the Sares say, you will not deny that probe from getting to top middle.
Oh my god.
Loses another Mutalisk there. Meanwhile, it looks like the DT was finally wiped out, but Snow's feeling confident to move, and I think this is before Lurkers.
I think Snow already has the 1-1 upgrade complete, and these number of Corsairs with the massive Zealot just pretty much forcing Larva to play passive here and denying a mineral expansion.
Go for it.
Oh, he's going in.
Yep, he is going to go for it, and Larva is supply block now, but there are Lurkers in the back, and as we stated, the army comp is almost pure Zealot at this point. There's 1 or 2 storms available.
Oh
no
my god, that's
Observer either.
Lurkers! Oh, I think this is a great position for Larva, but at the same time, the number of Hydralisks are so low. He really needs to do some great jobs with those number of Lurkers.
Oh my gosh, Snow loses his entire army trying to take down this third base. Sure, Larva lost a decent amount, but nothing really critical. He also kept all of his Lurkers alive because, as we said, there's no detection at all. And now Snow's going to be on the back foot. He doesn't have a third base up. He doesn't have cannons set up there either. The Sares are trying to buy time, killing off Overlords. But, actually, Zealots and Archons are doing a good job to deny this mineral-only base.
I think Larva needs to give up that mineral expansion because Larva's unit count is so low at the moment.
Oh my gosh, he pops another Lurker with that surround with the Zealots and Archons. You see the focus firing from those Lurkers trying to take down the Zealots.
Yes, and more Overlords are getting picked up by the Corsairs. This is not looking great for Larva. But at the same time, we can see Snow still does not have the third base. Okay, he will now putting down the third base at 13-minute mark. This is a super late 13-minute 3 base by Snow. I think Snow wanted to play really aggressively with this 2 base mining with the 9 gateway, and now I think he's in a okay position. This is
exposed Overlords. He's gonna kill like 6 of them with just 5 Sares. This is gonna be a huge supply block for Larva. Scourge are gonna try and save the day though.
I think from the webcam, Larva shook his head because those number of Overlords should not lose, and Larva doesn't feel happy about this loss.
Well, he had a lot of momentum going into the mid game, and just getting supply blocked like that buys Snow a lot of time to get that third base up and running. I really do think if he didn't have to build those overlords, he could have started putting on some pressure onto that third base. But now he's kind of just got to sit back. At least he's going to get his fourth base up and running, though. And look at this, 30 supply lead now for Snow. We can see that this is the defensive style. Lurkers and Sunkens everywhere. And again, another interception on these overlords.
At the same time, I also want to point out that Larva's natural is somewhat vulnerable. And if Snow knows there's no units at Larva's natural, I think he will just not going to attack expansion. Is he going to attack once again? Okay, plus two armor is now done, and single Dark Temple somehow sneak that natural. Forcing.
Yeah, DT's going to wipe out this natural because the Corsairs killed off all the overlords. No reaction from Larva at all. He doesn't realize now. Yeah, now he pulls them, but it's already gotten 8 kills, and he's losing Lurkers in the center of the map, and this is what Snow wants. He wants the game to get crazy while he's attacking.
Wow, the number of Corsairs is still doing a great amount of jobs here. Oh, the Dark Templar will get picked up, okay. We finally get to see the Queen's Nest is now finally going up, but like I said in the beginning, this map is small and you don't have much base to mine, and every mineral expansion is only 1,000 mineral, so if the game goes long, it's not going to be looking pretty for both players.
Lurkers are set up, and the choke is so tiny that Lurkers are going to save the day for the Zerg player right now. I think almost all of the Sairs got taken out, so Snow's going to have to rebuild that Sair count at some point. But these attacks have bought Snow time to start taking top right. And remember, top right and bottom left both have double gas, and this is going to be a huge swing for the Protoss army because you can see that he is heavily gas starved. Oh no, he's going to bleed off 2 Templars here.
Oh, he shouldn't be losing that high Templars because he really needs to use those high Templars to kill those Lurkers for free. But okay, that is still a nice storm. Once again, I think Snow wants to snowball from here and take that 1 o'clock expansion. The 4th Nexus is about halfway done now. And as long as Snow secure that 1 o'clock expansion and take that double gas, he will be pumping out lots of High Templar soon.
Yeah, double gas is going to be amazing for Protoss. He has complete map control at this point, but Larva is catching up in supply. It's only a 30 supply lead now. But whoa, where did those Mutalisks come from? They're going to pick off the Observer. Nice. They wanted to pick off those Templars, but not able to find any kills right there. Looks, I thought there was a probe going to the mid-left trying to take a 5th base, but that's not the case. Meanwhile, Larva is kind of struggling because, as you said, he's had a lot of drones at the main and natural. He's going to mine out those 2 bases quite quickly. Oh, both Templars go down. Nicely done.
Yeah, that 11 Mutalisks, 22 supply of Mutalisks is now doing some of the job and deny. And also picking up some units here and there. And also spots that, ooh, High Templar.
Oh my god, he got 3 more Templars with these 11 Mutalisks. He even gets a Sair also. This is what Larva needs to start getting back into this game. And as I said that, it looks like he's already gotten back into the game because it's even supplies now. 150 to 150.
Yes, and I also want to see Larva's main base. The game has been going for 17 minutes long. And we saw the Queen's Nest is already finished, but we don't see any other tech units, just only Hydralisks and Lurkers. And there's going to be a little bit of not a great flank, but that is still a lot of army.
There's no AoE for Protoss. It's just Goons and Zealots. Is it going to be enough to take down these Hydras and Lurkers? Now there's no more Zealots, I don't think. It's just pure Goons. Meanwhile, the Mutas are killing the gateways.
Oh, I think this is what Larva wanted. Going for some units trade at the center, and the number of Mutalisks is just killing a bunch of gateway. Now it's pretty much forcing Snow to make more Corsairs, and making more Corsairs is definitely not looking great for Snow's position, because he really needs to make more Dragoons and a High Templar. All those money that he's spending for Corsairs is not good.
Well, this is a horrible position for Snow now because Lurker and Hydra on the high ground. That means he's not going to be able to try and save this top right base. If Zerg goes for a complete bust there, Mutas are going to try and snipe that Templar. They find it. They find the other Templar too. And Snow is desperate to bust through this Lurker and Hydra field, but it doesn't look like he's going to do that.
Oh no, now Larva is now taking the high ground, so this is definitely not looking great for Snow. Snow really cannot climb that high ground.
He can kill those cannons. He should go for it, but he doesn't want to lose this contain. If he loses the contain, Snow will hit him from the back.
Yeah, both of the players are so desperate to either attack that 1 o'clock or defend that 1 o'clock or also even go up for the high ground, but he will... Okay, Snow definitely has a strong army composition at the moment, but this is still not looking pretty for both players at the moment.
Well, Snow ends up not losing his 4th base. The Corsairs are doing a good amount of damage to the Overlord, softening them up quite a bit. Meanwhile, supplies have plummeted for both sides. It's 115 to 105. Larva's sending a drone down to the bottom side of the map, so he's going to start taking a 5th base. Meanwhile, Hydra's from the back side and the top side with Lurkers supporting the top side. It seems that maybe, some way, somehow, this 4th base of Snow is going to fall, and this is the lifeline of Snow.
Oh, the number of approaches he will now lose, and now Snow is now stuck at a 1 base mining, only mineral expansion, probably main and then natural gas is probably depleted by now. This is how this game has been going for 20 minutes long, and now Larva has so much of a mineral. This is definitely looking great for Larva.
Yeah, he's going to pop the Observer, and that means that the Lurkers cannot be denied, and this is the beginning of the end for Snow. There it is. He taps out, and Larva, with a really, really sick showing today, he's going to make it into the round of 8, coming out of Group C in 1st place.
Wow. I'm impressed that he didn't decide to go for a hive tech play and just go for a Hydra man here. And
Yeah,
I think that probably mislead Snow's late game transition.
Yeah, he did just play the Hydra Lurker style, but he did play that defensive style with a lot of sunkens all over the place. That's just the strongest style that Larva has is in his arsenal. It's led to multiple victories today, first on Ultimate Stream, now on Polaris Rhapsody, but he also showed that he can be the aggressive one going for Lurkers and Hydras on Polypoid, so he's definitely a very strong threat going into the round of 8, but Snow looked really good in that match. He had opportunities to take the game. Remember, he supply blocked Larva forever in the mid game, but still unable to take the victory here, so Larva looking really, really deadly.
We are now going for the players interview. First player who's going to make it into round of 8 from Group C is going to be Larva. And here we are.
ASL 시즌 11 16강 시저 경기 함께 만나보고 계십니다. 오늘의 첫 번째 8강 진출자는 이몽규 선수인데요. 지금 바로 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다. 쉽지 않은 경기였는데 결국 1위로 진출하셨습니다. 아, 끝나고 나서 이 경기 어떻게 이겼지 싶으셨을 것 같거든요. 소감이 좀 어떠세요?
그냥 게임했던 내용들이 좀 기억이 잘 안 나요. 정말 그 정도로 정신없게 게임을 한 것 같아요. 아마 제 인생에서 정말 손에 꼽을 만한
This best of 3 was pretty much chaotic and
약간 이런 거 아닌가 싶습니다.
아, 정말 사실 경기
and he couldn't really focus and do the multitasking.
올라갈 거라고 생각은 했지만
and he's saying that this Zerg vs Protoss matchup that he will have a best or great experience in this 2021 in this year.
토스전 자체를 워낙 자신이 셌는데 이제 김태경 선수를 못
And the caster was asking
개인적으로 스트레스를 많이 받았거든요, 개인 방송에서. 근데
asking about your preparation and your confidence of Zerg vs Protoss matchup, and Larva said he does have the confidence playing against Protoss, but he did lose so many games against Bisu in the previous seasons or in past years. So those past memory that he has
커세어에게
has.
오버로드를 정말 많이
It probably held him a
잡혔어요.
bit,
그때 사실
but
게임이
he managed to
끝났다고
win
봐도 무방했을
the
것
first game
같은데
against
오히려
Bisu,
이몽규 선수는
and he was very happy.
스칼리스크로 한시 쪽을 집요하게 좀 노리시면서 위기를 극복해내는 모습이었거든요. 조합을 좀 깰 수 있겠다라는 생각이 언제쯤 드셨나요?
Okay, we are talking about the game number 3 against Snow. That
게임하다
you
보니까 이제
beat
병력을
Larva.
조금씩
Larva
흘리더라고요.
made
커세어는 잘 쓰는데
Muralist,
그 외적인
11
병력들을
Muralist
조금
once
흘리는데
again and start
이런 부분들을 조금
flipping
제가
around
어떻게
everywhere and picking up some
막아낸다면
units here and there.
승리지 않았을까
And
생각을
how did you make that
이몽규
decision?
선수가
So
원래
Larva
가지고
said
있던 강점들이
Snow has a nice Corsair micro,
견고해졌다라는
but
느낌을
the
받을
moment
만한 이번
when Snow
16강
started to
경기가
lose
아니었을까
his
싶습니다.
units
이제 다전제
and misplace
8강으로
all
올라가게
of his units
되셨는데요.
everywhere
더 높은
and
곳을
losing his
바라보실 것
units,
같은데 현재
Larva
각오는 좀 어떠신가요?
felt like he should go for the middle
큰
switch
벽을
once
하나
again.
넘었기 때문에 그다음 이제 작은 산들밖에 보이지 않거든요. 그래서 그런 산들 가뿐히
Any future
넘어가면서
goal for Larva? And Larva is saying
우승까지
he
한번
thinks
해보도록 하겠습니다.
경기 전 이몽규 선수가
he did break that
자신감을
barrier,
비쳤을 때 사실
winning
경기 결과가
Bisu
좋지
and
않았던
Snow in
적이
this
좀
death
덜어
group,
있었어서
ASL
많은
Season
팬분들이 아마
11
좀
of
걱정도
round of
하고 또
16
기대도
group C,
하면서
so
경기를
he's feeling
지켜보셨을 것
great.
같아요.
He thinks
팬들에게도 더 좋은 모습 보여주겠다고 한
he's
말씀
ready
해주시죠.
to keep playing
이번에
really
또
well and climb up
굉장히
higher.
응원을 많이 해주셨어요. 그 시청자
Any last word for your fans? And Larva said a lot of fans were
맵 데이터별로
cheering him and also giving him his statistic information as a Excel Microsoft Excel file and how he should be preparing.
해가지고 정말 열심히 준비를 했는데
And he's
좋은
saying
결실
he
맺어서
did.
정말
He's saying that
집에
information
가서 또
that his
재밌게 또
fans
방송도
gave
하고
him
편향도 준비해서
actually helped him
새로운
for his
모습으로
preparation.
또 돌아올 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
He wants
네, 다시 한번
to
8강
treat him
진출 축하드립니다,
something,
이몽규 선수.
and he said he will do it.
자,
And
이렇게
he
해서
wants to
오늘 C조에서
thanks to his
가장 먼저
fans.
8강에 진출한 이몽규 선수와 함께
So
했습니다.
now we're
이
done
한치도
with
눈을 뗄 수
the
없는
first player
치열한
who is
경기
making it
속에서
into round of 8
중립분들께서
in Group
제게도
C.
에너지를 충전하실
Larva will
기회를
be making
주셨는데요.
into
그 전에 먼저 이벤트
Larva will be
안내해드리도록
advancing
하겠습니다.
into the quarterfinal.
자, 먼저 ASL
Congratulations to
공식
him.
방송국에서
We're gonna be
진행되는
moving into
Ask
Ask
ASL입니다.
ASL
선수들에게 궁금한 점을
ASL
댓글로
Season11 event.
남겨주시면
If you
추첨을
leave a
통해서
comment on the
ASL
Ask
텀블러를
ASL,
보내드리도록 하겠습니다.
we will
자,
get
또
an
하나의
ASL
이벤트는
tumbler.
아프리카
Only
TV
4
게임은
people will get
e스포츠
selected.
SNS를 통해서 진행됩니다. 상위 라운드에 진출할 것 같은 선수를 좋아요와 함께 댓글로 남겨주시면 두 분을 선정해서 ASL 텀블러 보내드리도록
Yep, so
하겠습니다.
thank you for the translation there. And Larva looks like a beast this season. I've always really suspected that Larva could go the distance, but something holds him back every single time. But so far, he looks very, very strong going into this round of 8. Now we're going to be going into the losers match, which is going to be Bisu
Oh, is
versus...
she going to drink?
Oh, is she going to taste it now?
자, 마저 에너지 충전하고 다음 경기로 돌아오도록 하겠습니다.
Well, I don't want to get debated. I want to wait and see if we've got a Hot 6 commercial coming. Oh, nope.
양념
We are back, and we're going to be getting into the losers match. It's going to be Bisu versus Effort. We saw Effort kind of just shot himself in the foot with his early opener versus Snow, so we don't really know his caliber of play right now, but he recovered quite well, but it was just such a massive deficit, it was hard to overcome. Meanwhile, Bisu looked pretty good. However, he was way too confident in his Zealot Templar timing, and the Lurkers caught him completely off guard, and Larva was able to take a quick victory versus him also. So him too, we aren't too sure of where he stands in his current PVZ. So this actually should be a surprisingly close matchup, I think. And we are getting a look at the bans. Eclipse and Polaris and Fighting Spirit make it through, so no Ascension, no Hidden Track, no Ultimate Stream.
I'm also wondering why Effort did not ban Fighting Spirit, because every single Zerg player is always whining about Fighting Spirit as a product map, because it's so easy to take the third expansion.
Yeah, you just build goons to sit on there, right?
Yeah.
Or you build cannons in the PvZ matchup, I guess. This is going to be game one of our losers match. It's going to be on Eclipse, Effort versus Bisu. So we have our CJ representative in the top right. It is Effort. And in the bottom left, repping SK Telecom, it is Bisu. So we already saw 12 Nexus from Bisu earlier on. Wonder if we're going to see another 12 Nexus here. Probably not.
I'm also looking at both of the players' mining pattern. Bisu is not doing the vertical mining. Okay, now he will be doing it. And as we can see from Effort's main base, he was doing the horizontal mining at the very top drone. You can see he's always constantly pressing C. Yes, you can see he's pressing C. That first very top drone is bouncing up from the hatchery every time when they return cargo to mineral.
Yeah, it matters quite a bit once you reach a certain level of skill. Even just a couple seconds advantage can catch players completely off guard. We'll see if that will transition into a slight lead for either of the players, but I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal. Now, I've got my eyes locked in on what Effort's follow-up going to be, because he's already built that Overlord, and that is going to be a pull, so it's going to be overpull. Meanwhile, this is a 10-gate from Bisu, so no 9-gate like Snow has been going for all day long.
I also think that Pylon is just way too far away from the forge placement. You know, whenever Protoss is always going for the wall at the natural, they always have the forge and the gateway. I think that Pylon is just slightly far away from the egg that put down the forge. Can he actually put down the forge and make a great Sim City?
I didn't get a look at the exact placement, so I'm not too sure, but this probe has not denied the drone that well. We'll see if he can. Like Snow, that's going to be a pylon, so now it is going to be denied, and now Effort's going to have to go build his hatchery at the third base. That is, well, I guess it could be a drone and a lings, but the fact that both of the larvae got morphed instantly, most likely going to be 4 lings popping out. Oh, the drone is hanging around because he thinks it's going to get canceled.
Yeah, he was waiting and now finally putting down the hatchery. But Bisu lost 25 mineral, but he did manage to delay that hatchery long enough. So this is such a great situation for Bisu right now. But the Zealot, okay, I think that Zealot wanted to sneak off to the bottom right side, to the 5 o'clock side, but now he retreated because the number of Zerglings are just way too many. He probably thinks that he can't really move out. And once again, 2 hatchery extractor, and now I think he's going to send another drone to the third base. Maybe not. Maybe this might be the two base all in from the Effort.
Yep. Now remember, we saw Effort go for a sneaky Hydroden at his natural. Is that a Hydroden that went down for Effort just now? I think it is. This is going to be 2 hatch Hydra play?
It is. It is. Definitely it is.
Well, this is something you rarely see. This is mega all-in. We'll see how well he can use this Hydra play, because Bisu doesn't suspect this at all. Now the probe is still alive. He may be weary that, hey, you should have a third base somewhere, and I can't find it.
Yeah, Effort is now buying some time with those number of Zerglings inside of Bisu's main base, and at the same time, he's having that 2 Zerglings on the at the ramp and not letting Bisu to. He's also denying that third base scout. So Bisu is completely blind at the moment. He does not have any information whether Effort has the third base or a 2 base play. He has no idea.
Yeah, this was a great mind game to put the Lings on the third base ramp to make it look like he has a third hatchery there. We, of course, know that that's not the case. And this Hydra timing is going to hit extremely fast. And we've seen a lot of the Protoss players end up sending 2 or so Zealots across the map in the mid game, like what we see right there. This time it's going to be 4. And once the Hydras come out in combination with the Lings, these 4 Zealots might just get wiped off the map. And then what is Bisu going to do? He's going to have to scramble to spam cannons.
Yeah, that 4 Zealots are moving out, but at the same time, Effort knows there's no single cannon at Bisu's natural. Sending these couple of sacrificing couple of Zerglings, it will be sneaking in, but eventually, okay, Hydralisks are out. Now Bisu knows this is a 2 base Hydra because these Hydralisks are just way too fast compared to the 3 hatch Hydra. So the number of Zealots will buy some time not killing any of a Hydralisk. Ooh, what is this?
He's just going to go for an instant counterattack, but even though the Zealots didn't get any kills onto the Hydras, they did damage a decent amount of them. Now the drone drill is going to really hurt Econ, or the Zerg's Econ, but that's a fantastic drill. He catches all of the Zealots, doesn't lose a single drone, but remember, Effort is super all in with this. I think that the cannons should be up in time, but also those Lings killed a decent amount of probes, so really, both players' Econs are completely shot.
Yeah, Bisu is also not making probe because he really needs to put down the cannon on time, and the number of Hydralisk count is slowly getting higher and higher, and Bisu has no other tech besides Corsairs. Is Corsair out on the map? Oh, no Corsair out on the map. Okay, Forge has gone down.
Well, I don't even think he has a Stargate, does he? If he does...
Yeah, he has.
Oh, he does? He does have a Stargate. So, oh my gosh, this is suicide. I think he's going to try and focus down that pylon. Unbelievable!
I think this is a suicidal move.
He just GG's out. He loses all of his Hydralisks there, and it just barely doesn't fall. If he had maybe 1 or 2 Hydralisks, that pylon would have died in an instant, and it would have been a quick victory. You can see that Bisu let out a sigh of relief there, and unfortunately, this 2-hatch Hydra play did not work for Effort. Again, another super aggressive build that has just been shut down from both of our solid Protoss players.
Yeah, I wonder what that move was by Effort. He wanted to take down the pylon, unpower all those cannons, but the number of Hydralisks were so low that he couldn't really kill the pylon on time.
Yeah, he really needed to have those Lings to help support the DPS onto that pylon, or also at least keep the Zealots at bay. The Zealots did a decent amount of, or the single Zealot that was there did a decent amount of damage to the Hydras. And now Effort is down 0-1, 1 game away from being eliminated in his ASL run.
What was the second map? Was that a Polaris Rhapsody for the second
Yeah,
map?
Polaris Rhapsody. And then we've got Fighting Spirit as our third map.
So this is once again 2-player map, just like the Eclipse. So I wonder if Effort is gonna do something different than how he played for the Eclipse. It's still a 2-player map. Not much of an expansion to take. I really hope Effort does something else.
So again, in the 5 o'clock position, we have our Zerg player. It is Effort, and in the top left, Protoss once again. This time it is Bisu, and it looks like today Effort just wants to be hyper aggressive in the early stages of the game. And really, it hasn't worked out for him. So I think now's the time that he kind of needs to tone it down, try and go for a more normal opener, because so far the Protoss players have not fallen to these aggressive maneuvers that he's pulled out.
I wonder if Effort is going to do the same strategy how Larva did with the 9 pull. Okay, he is microing all those drones to have those mineral boosts slightly, and Bisu is going to put down the pylon, and is going to go for the scout. Yes, he will. So this is going to be a forge expand most likely by Bisu, because whenever you're doing pylon scout, it has to be a forge expand.
So we'll see if that is going to be the forge expand, or if he's going to send another probe down to the natural. We do see that an Overlord has been built for Effort. Still no pool yet, so this could be a fast hatchery follow-up or just a 12 pool.
Wait, is he going to do cannon rush? Can he actually do cannon rush? Because Bisu is really good at cannon rushing against 12 hatchery. Or maybe not. Okay, he's going to go inside to Effort's main base and see what he is doing.
Oh no. That probe got off multiple hits already, so actually that probe might die, or that drone might die if he's not careful. That is going to block the hatchery, and Effort is not happy. You can see that the drone control is really, really nice, though he barely gets that probe away from the drone. Second drone is going to be pulled off because he really wants to get rid of this probe really bad.
I think this is a fantastic... Ooh, the probe needs to be careful.
It's so dangerously low. It's trying to regen some health, and now it can survive one more hit. Oh my gosh.
I want to point out that this is such a fantastic position for Bisu, because he denied that 12 hatchery and also delayed that spawning pool long enough that he can actually go for the Nexus first before Forge. We can see the Nexus is already started, the Forge now is also started as well. So this is such a fantastic position for Bisu.
We see that Effort did build his hatchery at that mineral only instead, and that is a gateway follow-up from Bisu, so this is a crazy opener for him. I don't think he has the Forge, does he? Okay, there it is. He does have it at the bottom. I thought that would have been nuts. So Cannon is going to come up, and it is going to deny any Ling potential attack. Meanwhile, that pylon is still super annoying. You can see that Effort, he's floating a lot. Wow, did he build a hatchery off location at his natural?
Okay, so whenever the Zerg player is placing the hatchery in off from the expansion, they're planning to go with either probably speed Zergling into 5 hatchery before their attack. So we can see Effort is now mining the gas. And I think he already... Okay, that is not going to be a Zergling speed first, so he'll be going for the lair attack first this time.
Well, Cybernetics has started. Lair has started for Effort also.
Oh, he cancelled it. We can
he
see
canceled Lair?
Yeah, we can see. The Vespene gas is on an odd number. It's not even.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 3-hatch Hydra play. And if Bisu is thinking along the same lines as you are, where there's really only the option to go for mass hatcheries, this might finally be a great opener for Effort to catch Bisu off guard. However, it is a 2-player map. Probe is still alive, looking to find out exactly what's going on.
I have a feeling Effort might going to do 3-hatch Hydra all in, maybe like 971 or so. He can't really have 3 drone at the natural because that mining path is going to be so far. So Effort is also checking out Bisu's natural and seeing all of the pylon placement, cannon placement, and a forge, and all of the cybernetics core. So that Protoss building is pretty much taking a lot of spaces for additional cannons. So whenever Effort makes a lot of Hydralists, that is going to be a huge threat.
Well, the probe did get taken out. It did confirm speed, and I think it saw that there's no hatchery there. So now alarm bell is going off a little bit for Bisu. What actually is this? He gets a kill onto the drone, and we know that's critical for what Effort is actually doing it, because this is an all-in 3-hatch Hydra build.
I think Bisu saw that Hydra just popped off from the egg. Like whenever the Zala when the Zealot was dying at the 6 o'clock, I saw from the minimap that Bisu's camera was at the 6 o'clock, so he spotted that Hydra just popped up from the egg. So now he knows, without scouting the main base, he's building a bunch of cannons here.
Yeah, so unfortunate timing for Effort, and again, this aggressive play is going to be instantly countered by Protoss, and he's heavily committed to this. He's going to see if he can get the Forge at least, or 100% he's going to get the Gateway, but can he get that crucial Forge? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to because it's tucked right next to those cannons.
Yeah, this is definitely not looking great for Effort because he got supply blocked once again. And the number of Zerglings with the Hydralisk, that is still not enough to kill these number of cannons. Okay, he is going down, maybe he wants to kill some of the Zealots. The number of cannons are so high. I think this is such a great position for Bisu.
Effort is going to transition out of it. He's got his 4th hatch going down at his natural. Meanwhile, I don't see a 5th hatch anywhere, but Lair is coming up. Sair is going to kill that Overlord, though. It's going to hurt Effort a little bit. He's going to put him into the red. Meanwhile, back on Bisu's side of the map, I did see he rushed out that Citadel. 4 gateways are already done, so he's looking to put on some counter pressure pretty quickly.
I think Bisu is going to go for a gateway man, and probably, yeah, I think he's adding another pylon. So that pylon placement, he's going to build another bunch of gateway over there. So total 4 gateway for Bisu, only a single Corsair, and that is going to be a lot of Zealot coming out now.
Yeah, it's going to be maybe 9 to 10 Zealots when Protoss finally moves out, and we can see that Zerg really is hurting. It's still he's still supply block just now coming out of the block, and he doesn't even have, okay, there's the extra Overlord. But this is going to be a very strong attack coming from Bisu. Also, he rushed +1 weapon. It's already done. You can see the Forge completed the upgrade. So this is going to be a very, very hard to stop attack. There's no Sim City at the 3rd. There's no Sim City at the natural either, because the Hydrogen was built in the main.
Look at the Vespene gas of Bisu has. He's going to make a bunch of High Templar in the future. And now the number of Zealots are coming to... Okay, the camera set up to 5 o'clock. So, oh, he changes his direction to Mineral Expansion. So this Mineral Expansion has no building, only a Hydralisk. So I don't know if he can hold this. He got supply blocked once again.
Yeah, and he's blocked again, and this just seems like it's going to be the beginning of the end. The drones have to save these Hydralisks. There's only 4. Now the Zealots are going to move to the natural. There's only 1 Sair. If there were more Sairs, that would put Effort into the red again. Oh, is that a Lurker being morphed? If the Lurker can get up, that could be the saving grace for Effort, but there's just so many Zealots here.
Yeah, I don't think it even matters. He's just going to ignore all those Lurker eggs and just go for the hatchery we're building. He's just being a gateway man.
The Zealot man is going to save the day again for Protoss. Drones are being pulled left and right now. The Zealots are moving to the 3rd base. 4th and 5th hatch are going to be killed. The Nat, or the main, is being ransacked by 2 Zealots. Lurker's going to try and save that base. Oh my gosh. DT is coming in too. Look at the supplies. It's 85 to 35. There's just way too much Bisu. DT into the main. It's going to get picked off by these Hydras, but the damage is already done.
How did those drones got stuck at 6 o'clock?
I have no idea how they got stuck, and I have no idea how this DT got into the mineral line. It's going to find... No, it didn't get any kills. Zealots are going to bleed off running into these Lurkers. Yeah, but Bisu's just making it crazy. He doesn't want the Lurkers to counterattack and set up a contain, so I think this is fine.
Yeah, all those Vespene gas that Bisu has been saving now, he's going to be switching to Master Gun, and the robotic facility might be done by now. The number of Zealots has been sacrificing so many. Yeah, the robotic facility is done. Observatory is about to be done as well, and this is definitely not looking great for Effort. He still needs to make more drone.
Well, Effort did manage to save all of his bases, but he did lose a lot of the drones across the board. No, he's not going to get supply block because that Overlord has speed. But now that the observatory is done, Bisu is going to be starting to go into that Goon critical mass pretty soon. You can see the Sair spots where all the Lurkers and Hydras are. So he knows he's under no threat right now. That's probably a DT drop that's going into the main of effort. There's no overlords there either.
Yeah, I don't think he can kill. I don't think he can kill even Observer with this number of the Hydralisk, but now couple of Zebs will be rotated to the bottom side, that bottom left side, and we'll buy some time, and he will also spot that shuttle at the 4 o'clock. And what are those units? Okay, one single Zealot, maybe High Templar inside, and go for the Storm Drop here. It might be. Oh no, drones are stacked.
Well, regardless, he gets the Hydras. I mean, that's fine too, and it buys him time to get out the Observer that we were talking about. He's going to lose to Templar though, so that's painful, but it doesn't matter when you're already up 50 supply, and the total supply of Zerg is only 60. So this is going to be a very, very strong move coming from Bisu as a follow-up. He's got goons coming out. He's already got a sizable Zealot count. He's got 1/1 upgrades. He's got 4 Templars. He's doubling supply almost.
Wow. I have no word. I have no word to say. The Bisu is playing really well. He's keeping up the supply count, and also making that effort supply blocks once again. And effort still. I don't think effort even has evolution chamber. He can't even upgrade yet.
And now he's going to bleed off these. I think actually those have stuff in. No, they don't. He's going to try and catch the army. Bisu sees it though. Great Thorn blankets the Hydras and the Lurkers. But is there enough ground army for the Protoss to push this back?
I think Bisu probably thought that was a Overlord drop. Look, I can see from the minimap that his units are clumped up at the main base, and now finally he's moving out. And I think Bisu doesn't want to end the game. He's just playing, relax, and taking more expansion and go for the late game here.
Effort does catch 2 observers for free. Lurkers are at the 3rd base. That's going to be somewhat annoying. He might even catch this 3rd observer in the center of the map. Instead, he catches the Corsairs, but none of them fall. Again, effort is blocked at 61 out of 61. Somehow, Hydras and Lurkers have gotten all the way to the natural, and Bisu is completely out of position. But all this does is set up a sandwich. The Lurkers are going to try and jump on top of these cannons, but that's not going to happen. And I think GG is just going to come out momentarily. Yep, there it is. So effort taps out. Not his greatest showing this ASL, but Bisu, on the other hand, looked really solid in his PvC.
Wow.
Well, this is going to set up a PvP now. We're going to finally see the first mirror matchup of the day. It's going to be between him and Snow, and these two are powerhouses in this matchup. We always talk about how great Snow's Reaver control is, but if you want to be a master in PvP, you have to have great Reaver control. So Bisu definitely also has that capability. So this should be a really nice slugfest. I hope we see another hidden track game, because the shuttle Snow game on that particular map was quite interesting. I'm hoping that that goes unbanned.
I'm excited to see 2 Protosses playing PvP. They're such an amazing player, and I wonder who's going to be making it to round of 8 in this group C.
Yep, and as expected, Effort was kind of the underdog in this group. He just had a really stacked group. It's unfortunate for him. But now we're going to be going into a quick commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to see a PvP between Snow and Bisu. It's time to get into the final series of the day. It's going to be a PvP between Snow and Bisu, so this should be very exciting.
I am also excited to see a mirror matchup, Protoss versus Protoss. And Snow has been playing solo. We have seen his Snow's round of 24 against the Shuttle, going for the super late game with the 3 base mining, and I wonder if that's going to be happen once again playing against Bisu.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what maps are banned. I really did like the hidden track game that we saw Snow versus Shuttle on a couple weeks ago. So here we are. Let's find out what the maps are. There it is. There is hidden track, and then we've got Polaris, Rhapsody, and Ascension. So 2 out of the 3 maps are going to be new ones.
Polaris, Rhapsody, Ascension, and hidden track. Wow. I'm excited to see some great play and new strategies from both players.
In the bottom left, in the blue, it is Bisu. And spawning in the bottom right corner of hidden track, it is Snow. Now we have horizontal spawns here, and instantly I see that Bisu is going to have direct access into the natural. Meanwhile, Snow has direct access into the main with his shuttle harassment.
I looked at carefully at Snow's main base, and Snow slightly mismicro his probe, and he's also doing that probe mining burst at the very top one, return cargo, and I always mention that on my stream, saying horizontal mining, and that is very important for all races, not just Terran or Zerg, even Protoss. It actually helps with the mineral boost for all races.
Yeah, you know, actually when I play TVT, I go and scout the other player, and every single time I go in there, they have Marines nonstop, they have their depot being built, and they have their factory faster than me. And I'm like, what did you do different than I did? Because I go to the replay and it looks identical, yet they always have a little bit extra resources, and it really does streamline your build ever so slightly. So it does help quite a bit. You definitely should boost the minerals if you can. Now, we are really just waiting to see what the build order choice is going to be. Snow is going to opt into that gas. Meanwhile, Bisu, he is going to get gas too.
So Snow has gone for 11.5 gas, and Bisu has gone for 11.8. So Bisu probably made an extra probe before that, putting down the simulator. And this time Bisu is going for the scout after the assimilator, and Snow is not going for a scout. I wonder if Snow is going for a cross scout in this game, like how we have casted from Foreign All-Star versus Snow. Is he going to do cross scout? Yes, he is.
So cybernetics is going to complete for both players. Got my eyes locked and loaded on both of them. 50 gas has been spent by both players. Is anybody going to put down something like a Citadel? Looks like maybe Bisu.
Yes, Bisu.
There it is.
Putting down the Citadel Dune. And sorry about losing connection. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. I should be making a phone call to SKT and fix my internet. And so yes, Snow has done the cross spawn scout, and now finally going to see Bisu's main base, but will he be able to go up? That's going to be the question. Oh, he sees the Zealot.
He did see the Zealot. And the goon pushes it back. Now, if you're playing ladder and you see this opener where there's a zealot on hold position and you can't get in, 99% of the time this is a citadel follow-up. Like, everybody on ladder loves to do this. But this is the highest level. You cannot just assume somebody went citadel. But we can see that that looks like it's going to be a rushed robotics from Snow. So he's going to get his observer, I think, out in time before these DTs get across the map.
I think that robotic facility is on a right time to just to defend that super fast DT rush, but the question is Snow planning to go for Reaver directly, or is he going to make the observer first? Both of the players have same amount of unit, 2 Dragoon, and Snow also has 2 Dragoon. He will be putting down the second gateway, but he does not know whether this is a Dragoon range upgrade or DT rush.
Yeah, so what you can do with your probe to figure out whether the player is going for some type of tech-heavy build is you consistently get in range of the goon once range should have been completed. And if the goon doesn't fire, well, you know they tried to do something fancy. Like right there, that goon did not fire. So now Snow knows that, hey, this guy skipped range for something, and that means that this should trigger instantly an observatory, but instead he misses it and goes support bay. I can't believe it.
Okay, we still need to see more because that probe is still alive at the center, and he definitely now figured out that range upgrade is not done. So Snow is probably feeling something is coming. The Dragoon range is not done for some reason. So it has to be the Dark Templar rush. He's trying to sacrifice one of the probe. That might be able to figure out the Dragoon range is not done.
Shuttle's out.
I think he knows. Yeah.
He sees the blur.
He knows there's a Dark Templar. He's trying to buy some time. Blocking the path. That is nicely done. Oh, he needs to be careful. Oh, can he go? No! Okay, I think Snow made that observer.
Oh my gosh. Look at that blocking. Amazing blocking. Is the observer going to get out in time to minimize the losses? There's one probe gone. 2, 3. Oh my gosh. 4. 5.
Okay, that wasn't a nice hole, but Bisu now knows what's coming next. So Bisu really needs to. Oh, he still has only one single gateway. So Bisu really needs to make more additional.
Oh my gosh! Is he elevatoring into the main? He's elevatoring into the main. He's just going to skip all those cannons. This is what a lot of players do: is they build cannons at the front. But guess what? Cannons don't help you because they can't move. Oh my gosh! Bisu recognizes it though. He's going to put goons into the main.
The Dark Templar got spotted.
Oh, he doesn't see the shuttle. He doesn't realize that this is an elevator. He moves all the goons out of position. Are you serious?
Oh no. This is going to be an insane micro battle for both players. But is Storm available? Storm is not available. So there's going to be a probe drill with the Dragoon and the Zealot and trying to do some micro, but one of the high temps will get picked up. But
wow. Look at this control from Snow, and the shuttle play was genius. I've never thought about that as a counter to this Forge opener. And Bisu, he's dead, I guess, unless this DT can kill these goons. The observer is here. Where is it? There it is.
Should be coming. Yeah, there it is. I think this is GG.
He can focus down the pylon too. He doesn't realize it, but he can, and then that eliminates all of the production.
Yes, he will, and now Snow is going to be having the advantage. Look at the supply lead. 49 versus 30 now. And Bisu is desperately trying to defend this main base with the number of a probe, but now Bisu does not have any mining base. He only has a couple of probe at the natural, but that is not going to be enough. And now Snow is in a fantastic position. Got the river out, and Bisu has nothing here.
Wow, I saw the DT get 5 kills, and then I saw the cannon fall up. I was like, wow, Bisu's just going to run away with it. And instead, this elevator play was genius from Snow, and he's going to take game 1, 50 supply to 15, just picking apart Bisu.
The Dragon range is still not done.
Well, I will say that the next time I off-race Protoss and somebody does that opener, I will definitely go for the shuttle elevator into the main and see what their response is, because that was brilliant from Snow. I never, ever thought about doing that. And Bisu looks kind of devastated, honestly, and Snow just seems like it's just another day in the ASL for him, taking out another opponent quite easily, and he's one game away from making it into the round of 8.
Yeah, I also never have seen the shuttle unloading from those distance from the 6 o'clock to main base. Never thought of that. And now Bisu is having a pressure. If he loses this second game, he's pretty much getting eliminated from this round of 16. Bisu needs to make some mindset and how he should be making the comeback.
Yep, so now that's probably going to trigger just a standard opener from Bisu, but of course these players on a whole nother level, they may be willing to risk it all on something very crazy like what we saw Bisu go for. I mean, DT opener isn't the craziest, but you know, it is kind of hard to transition out of if it gets botched. So we'll see what Bisu wants to go for here. This map should be Polaris. Yep, there it is, Polaris Rhapsody. And this is another 2-player map, so this could be quite aggressive from the very get-go. We may see something like a 2-gate, we may see something like proxy gates. Let's see if anybody wants to risk their lifeline on something hyper aggressive. I imagine it would most likely be Snow if somebody wants to be aggro, but we'll find out just shortly. Oh, no, Snow decided that he did not like getting bottom right with the better spawns, and he's just dropping out of there.
This is not looking great.
Well, the fact that it happened twice to the same player on the same map makes me think that there might be something wrong with that particular map. I mean, I don't know how you would exactly fix that, but it's very suspect that it happens twice on the same map. I hope that they get same spawns because, as Snow, you were talking about bottom right being the better spawn. It would be a feels bad moment if he spawns top left.
True. And who spawned at the 5 o'clock? Snow?
Yeah, Snow's at bottom right.
Yeah, there's a slightly mining advantage for the 5 o'clock compared to the 11 o'clock. So if Snow loses connection like that once again, he's not going to be happy because when he started another game, he spotted at the 11 o'clock against Larva and he ended up losing. So he definitely does not want to spawn at the 11 o'clock once again.
Yeah, so hopefully both players get similar spawns. It would be unfortunate for it to be switched. We are just waiting for the game to get reset and started, and then we will find out whether Snow makes it out in second place or if Bisu ties up the score 1-1.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to manage to fix the computer. And I wonder what Korean casters are talking about.
Yeah, as viewers are listening in, this is the same audio that we get. Of course, we have no idea what they're saying. A bit unfortunate that we can't get any insight into what they're actually talking about, but it is what it is. Now, remember, guys, that this is going to be the last series of the day, and then we're going to have Group D on Tuesday, which will be another exciting group. I have to actually look up what all the players are in Group D.
I'm also excited to see how well Sari is going to play in that group because Sari personally asked me for his practice for ASL round of 16, and I lost so badly against Sari, and he is absolutely a monster. So I want to see how well he's going to play against those current top 2 Terran, Light and Rush. They are the current top 3 Terran after Flash, and I wonder how well that he's going to pull off.
Yeah, Sorry might be really, really good, but the other two Terrans are no slouch either. Light and Yamtube, or Rush here, could go the distance. Rush is kind of my guy to go all the way. His Terran has improved so dramatically over the past few months. Also, Sorry's Terran has also improved quite a bit, but I am rooting for Rush a little bit there. Looks like casters might be acknowledging that the game is about ready. Oh, no, I guess it is not ready yet, since they are still talking about the Hot Six. So Group D on Tuesday is going to be the Terran Death Squad. It's going to be 3 Terrans, Rush, Sorry, and Light. Remember, we saw Sorry kill Light in the round of 24. And I don't think we saw Rush in a TBT. And I can't remember where we saw Hero, but Hero definitely a clear underdog here, because my personal opinion is Hero's ZVT kind of lacks a little bit. But his ZVZ is very good, but unfortunately, the only matchup he's going to get is ZVP in all of Group D.
Looks like they're trying to fix with the display with those Hot Six. Yeah. I wonder if Snow is going to do the Dark Templar build and show, hey, this is how you do the Dark Templar build against Bisu.
I mean, that would be pretty funny. I would like that logic, like, hey, I can do DTs better than you, and I'll prove it.
Yeah.
I really would like to see somebody proxy 2-gate, just because those games get wild really fast and it becomes a micro battle quite quickly.
Yes.
So that's what I want to see. I want to see somebody build proxy gates at top middle, the 12 o'clock or the 6 o'clock position. Or you can actually proxy gate in the people in the other player's main, because Polaris Rhapsody has huge mains.
Definitely true. And I guess Snow's computer is having a problem and they're still not ready to play yet.
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised that it's taken this long to get into the game. So maybe there is actual problem with Snow's computer, and it's not just BattleNet being weird. So hopefully that gets resolved in the next couple minutes. Now, you were talking about playing versus Sorry.
Yes.
We saw him, or I think you were talking about when he played versus Light, he loves to go 3-fact Vulture. Is there something different that he was playing versus you that we can expect to see on Tuesday?
Well, he has been showing the nuclear build in Terran versus Terran.
What?
He was saying that if you upgrade the ghost sight range, the nuclear range is longer than the siege tank range, the siege mode range, so you can pretty much clear the opponent's siege tank line and slowly push forward, and that's what he's currently working on. And I wonder if he's still planning to use in this round of 16 and make it happen. And if he actually proves that it actually works against those top 3 Terran, like after Flash, Light, and Rush, that might be a new strategy.
Well, you know what you can also combo the nuke with is you can EMP comp sets. I know people don't think about that, but EMP works on buildings, and you can get rid of all of the energy that Terrans have. I mean, that would be a massive commitment just to simply go for a single nuke. But in the olden days, when people didn't have as many command centers, didn't have as many bases, I remember facing that on Lost Temple versus a Sim, a very old school Terran. When he first did that, I was like, are you serious? Is this how I died? I literally just got nuked and I don't have any energy to see it. So that would be funny to see again. I actually hope that that does happen, but I'm kind of surprised that you said that the nuke range is longer than the siege tank range. I did not know that.
It is. I was surprised too.
Yeah, it must be like just barely, like 1 extra range, 2 extra range, maybe. Yeah, I've never, ever thought about nuking in TVT. You know, in StarCraft 2, people use defensive nukes quite a lot in TVT, but I don't think that ever came to fruition in StarCraft 1. It would be pretty cool to see a meta shift in TVT, because I know a lot of people get tired of seeing tank lines across the map or vulture battles, you know, for the first 20 minutes of the game. So it would be nice to see something fresh in that particular matchup.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any other playstyle. Oh, I can remember. Remember the JYJ versus Sharp on Eclipse that he has gone for 3 tank with the 4 light into mass vulture switch and
Oh yeah, that was
slowly crushing all those Sharp's siege tank line, and he just had to supply lead the whole time. That could be one of the new strategy.
Yeah, that was a slick timing, and you called it before it happened. I was skeptical at first because Sharp actually had a pretty good army, but JYJ's econ a little bit too strong. Oh my gosh,
no.
The game has started, and what happened was what I didn't want to happen, because Snow is now top left and Bisu's at bottom right, so econ advantage in the early game going to go over to Bisu. I of course am looking quite closely at the mini-map, and I don't see any probes being moved out, so I'm kind of sad about that.
Okay, I'm looking at Bisu's mining pattern. He is not mining the very top one, so I guess he does.
Oh!
Ooh.
Proxy gate, do it,
Yes,
Snow.
He's sending his probe to the mineral expansion to the 6 o'clock. Ooh.
I love it. I want to see him get in his face ASAP. Remember last game though, Bisu did build a zealot, and this is, well, I was kind of worried about this because I thought, wow, that probe seems a bit slow to go for proxy gates at the bottom, but I guess he's just gonna go for the double 9-9 gate. He's even building a 9th probe before that pylon.
Wait, can he actually build 2 gateway? I feel like that pylon is somewhat misplaced to build the 2nd gateway, or I'm not sure. Is it enough space to build 2nd gateway?
It should be more than enough spot to build a 2nd gateway.
I'm wondering. I want to see. I don't know if he can. Can he?
Yeah, he can build it. Double 9 gate coming in for Snow here, and we'll see if Bisu even builds a zealot. If he doesn't build a zealot, this game's probably just instantly over. There's the gas. Everything is going pretty poorly for Bisu so far.
So 12 gas into scout by Bisu, and Snow is waiting.
Are you serious? He's gonna scout it?
Wow. Bisu was expecting of this proxy 2 gateway. So immediately whenever Bisu sees this proxy gateway, he's gonna immediately cancel the simulator and put down the 2nd gateway.
Yeah, now I do want to point out though, Bisu didn't scout his main. If the proxy gates were in the main, this would have been a disaster for him. So a nice scout on the left side. He ends up building the battery too. Oh, are we going to have matching batteries? It's going to be a shield battery zealot battle.
Yeah, it will be. And Bisu is going to be having the high ground advantage with the vision. And I think that proxy gateway is just slightly too far. Yeah, I don't think it will arrive to Bisu's natural on time. That pylon is starting to do some shield. Ooh. One stab.
Yeah, okay, that's a pylon. I thought it was another battery. Battery on the low ground. Remember, battery's already done for Bisu, so he can heal up those zealots.
I want to point out that Bisu's shield battery is far away from the ramp, that Snow might have a little bit of an advantage fighting on this narrow ramp, because the shield battery is so close to the ramp that he can pretty much heal up the shield.
Well, you can see that the zealot count is a little bit, well, it's the same, but the zealots are coming out a little bit faster for Bisu. That is a forge, and it's out of vision. And Bisu has no idea that this is going to be a cannon follow-up. You can see he's trying to transition into just standard cybernetics. Now he sees that there's no gas, so this might trigger alarm bells. But as you said, that shield battery is a bit of an advantage to the placement for Snow, and this might allow Snow to get up cannons. Oh my god, he's going to cannon him.
Can he actually put the cannon above the Vesping geyser?
He builds it out of range. He's gonna wait for that one to be completed and then show the secondary cannon. Now he sees it.
Okay, Bisu probably doesn't know this is a cannon rush, but he knows that there's no... Oh, he knows this, so he's building the forge. He knows this is a cannon rush.
Oh, I thought that was a cannon in the back. It's just actually another pylon. So he needs to start building that cannon. There's the first one. And Bisu is gonna be in trouble pretty soon. He needs to get cannons up himself.
Yes, he will definitely needs to build a cannon on time, but the forge is still not done. and cannon takes. Oh, what is that? Oh, that is.
Oh, it was to get his probe through the bottom side. Oh no, it's not. I don't know actually what that was.
Oh, it actually can go through if you build. Okay, yeah, the simulator, the what is it? The building, the pixel size is smaller than the Vespene guys.
Yes.
So it actually helped that probe to get in through, and now the photon cannon is now done, going up. But this is a home ground for Bisu with the shield battery.
Yeah, you can see the micro is fantastic for Bisu, as you mentioned.
Oh.
Also, the battery coming into play, but now Snow's using his battery, but the cannon is up for Bisu.
The low ground cannon is doing some amount of job. Oh, somehow one of the Zealots sneaked inside of Bisu's main base and see how much of a probe or tech he has. Snow really needs to make a decision here now. He can't really end the game here.
Well, seems that Bisu has flat out way more Zealots, even though supply is only 4 a lead for Bisu. I think he has like actually 3 or 4 more Zealots over Snow. So there could be a worker advantage for Snow. Or as I say that, actually it's closer than I thought. Zealot walking around the main of Bisu, not getting any damage done. It does confirm the cybernetics timing though. Now Snow's going to go into a cybernetics himself.
I think Bisu is over making his photon cannon. I don't think he needs additional photon cannon to defend the number of Zealots. But now the number of Zealots are coming, but this is a defending side for Bisu, so he has the advantage with the defending. And he also knows the Snow cybernetic score is still not done.
Well, Snow needs to use his battery. He's not using it that well, and a lot of the Zealots are very, very low. Look how many Zealots Bisu has. It's 12 versus just 7 for Snow.
Wow, that photon cannon is still hitting that Zealot and saving the scouting Zealot. And whenever both of the players put in cannons like this, they can't really go Dragoon range. For like Bisu, he's pretty much contained. He has to go with a very fast robotic facility, but
well, I think going for range is fine because he has high ground, so he's going to take minimal damage from the cannons, and he can hit the cannons without really getting hit back by the Zealots also. But he might have to go for the robotics, like you said. The mid-right base is quite close. He could start elevatoring there quickly.
Oh, that Zealot is dying. Okay, it died.
Oh my gosh, 3rd and 4th gateway going down for Snow. He wants to end this game. He wants to just overwhelm Bisu. He may expect Bisu to go for the elevator like you're saying, and any units that are elevated out means aren't going to help during a main fight. Here come the cannon, or here come the goons comboed with the Zealot. There's just so much Protoss for Bisu, but he doesn't have range done. Still doesn't matter. He takes out both of these cannons.
Yeah, that's nice, taking down the photon cannon, but since Snow was sacrificing one of the Zealots to see Bisu's main base and see how many gateways or tech he has, and he definitely knows this is only a gateway man by Bisu, so what Snow is going to do is just pump out many triggers as he can with those 4 gateway and contain Bisu as much as he can.
So Snow now has the arc advantage on the low ground. It's going to be very hard for Bisu to move out, but Bisu has the Zealot advantage. It's like 9 versus 7 right now. There's the robotics. Meanwhile, Snow, as we've stated, is going 4 gate. He almost picks off a goon right there.
Wait, the Dragoon range is faster for Snow when Bisu had the cybernetic score faster.
Yeah, he started it instantly.
Both of the players will have the Dragoon range, but that is a nice arc to not letting Bisu to come down. But here we go, he's coming down.
Well, I don't know about this fight from Bisu. These Zealots, well, he has way more Zealots. Somehow the goons are getting out, and Bisu just has way too many units.
The number of Dragoons are getting low. I think Bisu...
Oh, no, it's not.
Bisu is slightly on a disadvantage
Oh my gosh.
side.
That's too many goons. Snow's going to push this back. There's a lot of zealots left over, but they're not on top of the goons. You can see the focus fire from Snow taking down all these goons, and it's 7 goons versus 2, and just a handful of zealots, and those are going to fall also.
Wow. Yeah, I think this is why going robotic facility first is better than going a Dragon range, because even if you can take down the cannon easily, what are you gonna do next? You're still contained. You can't really move out, and all those economic advantage that Bisu had in the beginning, it's just pretty now. It's just now pretty much even, and Bisu is now contained, and he has to waste more army to break this the number of Artgyr at the natural.
Yes, support bay goes down for B, so it's going to be a long time before that Reaver comes out, though. Now, what's Snow's response going to be? Because his gas is very, very low. There's the shuttle, so as expected, it's going to be the elevator. Yeah, but I think... Oh, nope, he went to the spot that I was not expecting. He goes to the mineral only. Probe set up a pylon over on the right side because Snow was expecting that to be the position for the elevatoring. Instead, it's gone unscouted for now. But this might, once this probe sees the goons, this might trigger Snow to just instantly go in.
Okay, Snow will be spotting that 2 zealots, so he will immediately figure out, okay, the shuttle is already out on the map and unloading from somewhere, and that probe will scout 4 Dragons are out on the map, so Snow might decide to give up that contain and go for expansion later. He definitely knows the Reaver will come out soon, so he does not want to stay at the Bisu's natural long enough. Okay, there's a little bit of a scare up. That's a nice damage.
Yep, gets a nice connection there, and this contain is over. Meanwhile, those goons did back off. They are going to try and sync up with the rest of the army, but instead, they are going to be spotted, and it's going to be 4 versus 4 right now. But Snow's units coming in through the back are going to connect with the rest of the army. But Bisu traded about as cost-effective as he's going to trade. Supplies are even again. It's 54 to 53. Shuttle has a Reaver, though. I don't think Snow's Reaver is out just yet.
Yeah, finally, Snow's getting out of the shuttle from the robotic facility. And one single cannon. I don't know what that cannon is. Maybe he wanted to have that one cannon to defend the Reaver harassment. Oh, did he see that shuttle? I think he saw. Why is that? Why are those Dragon moving to the top side?
Oh my gosh, he did see. It might trigger an attack from Snow because he doesn't think there's a Reaver at the natural, but we, of course, see that there is one, and Snow realizes that he needs to back off, and that's going to dud, luckily for Snow there. Meanwhile, this pylon at mid-right is going to get taken out, so no more vision for Snow on the right side of the map.
Wow, Snow is...
Oh, he has speed.
Snow is pretty much stuck at one base mining, and Bisu is slowly going for the expansion and play passive here with the Reaver harassment. And let's see how well he's going to do the damage here.
There's just a single cannon. I think there's a couple goons at the bottom. The shuttle is going to come in, but the goons were already moving, but they're out of position.
Oh,
that's just 2, but it's no reaction from Snow. He loses another group of probes, and this has to trigger an all-in from Snow. He can't recover from this. He's lost so much mining. He lost so many probes. Bisu's just going to suicide. No, he's not. How does he get out?
Wow. That's so imba.
What a fast shuttle. Meanwhile, Snow's going to try to put back some counter pressure. He has double Reaver. Those connect and bust down multiple goons and multiple zealots. And remember, these Reavers that Bisu have do not have a shuttle. So if he can focus fire down these Reavers, there goes one. Snow's turning the tides. He's going to take down that Reaver also.
Wait,
look at supply.
He can actually end the game here.
He can end the game, but I don't know if Bisu's or if Snow's mining. Okay, he is mining.
I think Bisu was harassing Snow's main base, so Snow is right now cannot focus on the micro at the moment. I think he can end the game, but he's not really making the decision here.
He has to be so careful with that shuttle. It's very low health. So is Bisu's shuttle. If either player oversteps just a little, the shuttles will die. Bisu has an observer though that Snow does not have.
Wow, the supply lead by Snow, but the worker count is so high for Bisu. So this is a one-base mining, so you don't really need that much of a probe for both players. And Bisu is right now in a trouble. His army supply is so relatively low compared to Snow. So this is such an insane and intense micro battle of both players, trying to throw some scares, but they're not actually shooting.
Well, Bisu's gonna send out his shuttle again. The goons are sitting and waiting. Oh no, if he gets it, he's gonna lose.
Oh no,
are you serious? Bisu just threw away 2 Reavers.
He just shook his head.
The game right there. It triggers an attack from Bisu, but this is suicide, and it's gonna be Snow taking the series 2-0.
Wow.
I thought the drop into the main of Snow with the Reaver was going to be a game-ending move for Bisu, but in the end it backfires. His shuttle was too low. He goes for a second drop, gets instantly picked off, and Snow takes a 2-0 victory.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that how Bisu's all-in did not work, but Snow's all-in worked. Snow's all-in worked against Bisu. Wow, his PvP is super amazing.
Yeah, and that was a crazy game. So even though Bisu got eliminated, I was excited to see that we had a crazy game on Polaris Rhapsody. The 4-gate follow-up, when it got denied, I was like, okay, well, Snow, what are you going to do now? Because this guy's got Reavers. And the answer was, well, I'm just going to match the Reaver. And the player that overextended got punished instantly. And unfortunately, that player is Bisu. And he is going to be eliminated. And now we're going to go into a quick interview with our winner.
ASL 시즌 11 16강 시조 경기 모두 만나보셨습니다. 오늘의 두 번째 8강 진출자
So we are now finished with the ASL Season 11 Round of 16 Group C. We are going to be meeting up with the second player who is going to be making it into Round of 8. This is going to be Snow. Congratulations to Snow.
쭉펠레라는 이미지도 생기고 8강
And
진출도
you have the
하고
Jinx nickname,
진출할
쭉펠레.
거라고 예상을 하셨는데
And you expect that you were going to make it into Round of 8 as the first player making it into Round of 8 in Group C, but you are the second player making it into Round of 8 in Group C. And how do you feel? Snow said he's feeling really tired. The games were super long against Larva. He started to lose his mind and he wasn't sure what he is really doing.
오히려 저는 장인철
So,
선수가 손목 때문에
he wasn't sure whether he could be able to make it into Round of 8, but
생각했는데 이몽규 선수의 승자전에서 컨트롤은 정말 좋았거든요. 질럿의
gameplay
활용이라든지
against
성게이트
Bisu,
쪽을 계속 좀
it
하면서
really worked well.
좀 공략하려던 시도까지는 좋았습니다만 이몽규 선수의 경기력 때문인지 약간 장윤철 선수가 멘탈이 좀 흔들리셨던 것 같은데 좀 어떤 선수가 최종전에 올라오기를 좀 바라고 계셨었나요?
When you play against Larva, it was very tough and defending really well from all of your harassment that you were doing. And were you expecting that Larva was going down to the losers bracket and this other match? So Snow is saying that he was expecting Bisu to move into the winners match, but he didn't expect Larva is this good.
두 번째 판 같은 경우에는 사실
And
게이트가 좀
the caster was also asking about your decision making against Bisu, that you were doing the shuttle, Dragoon, elevator drop. It was super amazing.
주는 것 같습니다. 어떠세요?
And
그 게임은 전혀 들킬 거라고 생각 안 했어요. 그래서 좀 마음 편하게 이게 맵을 다 준비하기는 힘들거든요. 그래서 한 게임 정도는 그냥 그렇게 하자 했는데 처음에 들켜서 너무 당황스러웠고요. 근데 거기서 이제 절실함이 빛을 발했죠.
Snow is saying
앞마당 싸움에서 정말 리버가 다수의
Snow saying that preparing for all maps and every single matchup like Protoss versus Protoss or Protoss versus Zerg, that is so much of a matchups to prepare for every single map that
거기서 이제
he
스케럽이
said,
터지면서
Snow said it is okay to throw one of the games out of best of 3. So he decided to do the proxy 2 gateway at the 6 o'clock. And when he was doing that proxy game in the practice game, no one actually spotted that, but he was a little impressed that Bisu actually spotted that proxy gateway. And he was so desperate.
매번
He was so desperate that he did not want it to lose the natural contain when he was containing
대회는 계속
Bisu.
나오겠지만 이렇게 준비할 수 없을 수 있을 것 같거든요. 그래가지고
Just things worked really well for Snow.
힘든 기회인 것 같은데 이때 다전제에서 다 이기고 올라가 보도록 하겠습니다.
And I think last word.
응원해주신 팬분들에게도 감사의 인사 한 말씀 남겨주시죠.
I think Snow was saying that he was having a bit of a wrist problem with the carpal tunnel, but he's still going to try the future ASL tournament. He's not sure how well he's going to be playing in the future, but he will try his best. Any last for your fans? A lot of fans and practice partners who helped with Snow. Thank you for them, and
자, 이렇게 해서
he will try his
ASL
best in the
16강 시조의
future.
두 번째 8강
and round of
진출자
8.
장윤철 선수와
And
함께했습니다.
we are now done with the interview with second player who is making it into round of 8, and today's result is 2-0 for the final match.
Yep, we had 2-0 in the last two matches of the day, and we did see Larva take a 2-1 victory over Snow. Those were some great games, especially the one on Ascension. And then Snow, probably the game of the day for me was Polaris Rhapsody, simply because of how wild it was. And we've got two really strong players moving into the round of 8. So we are looking at who has qualified in first place. So far, it's been Mini, JYJ, Larva, and then Zero, Best, and Snow in second place so far. And then tomorrow, we're going to have Group D, which is going to be the Terran Death Squad.
That
also
is a lot of
accompanied by.
Protoss.
Is that a lot of Protoss?
Yeah, three
there's
Protoss already.
3 Protoss, 1 Terran, and 2 Zergs. But we know tomorrow Terran is going to get some redemption because at least 1 Terran is going to make it out, and potentially 2.
It's going to be a long run.
Yeah, tomorrow, Tuesday is going to be a very, very long day. We know TBT can be quite long, and there's potential for 4 TBTs, I think. Yeah, we could have 4 TBTs going. No, is that right? I don't know. 3 or 4 TBTs regardless. So that could be a very long day. And we'll see if Royal can show us that nuke strategy that Scan's talking about. That would be very exciting to see a switch up in the TBT matchup. But he's going to have his work cut out for him because Rush and Light are amazing in TBT. And then, of course, we've got Hero, the lone Zerg in the group.
Wow, I'm looking at the Rush's image. He's getting chubbier after his marriage.
I was thinking that also, but I didn't want to say anything.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a good sign.
He's eating well.
His wife is a nutritionist, I think.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she is. And she's also running her YouTube channel. I think it's called YamTube. And pretty much I'm learning all the food that she's making for her husband.
I was wondering what YamTube actually means. Like, is Yam a Korean word? What exactly is the meaning there?
Yam?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. Maybe the sound effect of eating, like yum nom nom nom.
Okay. Yeah. I have no idea. I just know that is his ID when he ladders quite often. But yeah, that's going to be a super deadly group on Tuesday. We already saw Sorry versus Light earlier on in the tournament, and Light ended up losing. And that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to tune in on Tuesday. It's going to be a killer group, especially if you're a Terran fan. So I hope to see you there, and have a good rest of your weekend.
Yeah, see you guys Tuesday, everyone.
enemy.